Hey folks, this is Eddie Trunk from That Metal Show and Sirius XM Radio and lifelong Kiss fan. You are listening to the Shout It Out Loudcast with Tom and Zeus.
Hey, what's up there, Kiss Army? Tom and Zeus with another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast. Episode 150. And because it's 150, we got to do a big episode. This one is Music from the Elder. Yes, Tom? Music from the Elder. Album review time.
I can't believe what a way to celebrate 150 episodes. A lot of people are probably thinking, why are you punishing us with this as a celebration? But you know what? It's big for us. We're happy that we made it to 150, and we're going to celebrate it by talking about the 40th anniversary of this very, very polarizing album that I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not sure I know where Zeus stands on this one yet. So
yes,
a lot to talk about.
Yes. Music from the Elder, man. How long has this been circulating? We've had this one in our back pocket for a while. People have been talking about it even before the anniversary of the 40th anniversary of the Elder. People been asking us for quite some time.
Yeah, and
please talk about the Elder.
Yeah, and the timing lined up very well. It's post-cruise. It's right after the 40th anniversary. We haven't done an album review in a while, so it just lined up perfectly. So here we are. And it was actually kind of coincidental that it was the 150th episode. So, this will be interesting.
Yeah. So let's go back before we begin and look at last week's episode. Last week, we concluded the Kiss cruise with part 2. We did a poll, and tell us about it, Tom.
All right. So this poll was based on those deeper cuts that Kiss pulled out on the indoor show that we were at. And they were We Are One, Take It Off, All Night, and She's So European. So we asked everybody which of these is your favorite. And Take It Off was pretty much the big winner, 41%.
Woo!
41%. And then tied for second was All Night and She's So European with 24%. And thankfully, all the smart people, We Are One, 11%. That's 11% too many.
That is embarrassing.
Yeah.
That 11% said We Are One.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, that's 11% too many. That's ridiculous. So a couple comments here. All 4 were great to hear. Take It Off is a strong choice. More revenge representation is needed. All Night was the shocker and a pleasure to hear again. And this is from the Right Between the Eyes podcast. And he says, not going to lie, we like We Are One. Well, guess what? We don't. So happy for you. That's good.
Well, there's why we have 11%. That's one.
That's okay. A lot of the people with the Take It Off stuff here, they love it. And they were giving some shout outs to our good friends over there at Pod of Thunder when they did their Take It Off episode. So that was cool to see. Our buddy Steve, I saw Take It Off on the Revenge tour. You guys did a version of We Are One that will never be better. Have to go All Night, one of my favorites from Asylum. Our buddy John Rostano, we know him better as Mr. Antonio 2005.
Another great Patreon member, Tom.
Absolutely. He goes for Take It Off, Kiss Revenge, wondering if they'll ever do Heart of Chrome, Paralyzed, or Tough Love. Probably not. James 6-star, I chose Take It Off, but I still think all these songs were cool. The performances probably weren't perfect, but it's live. We as fans want to criticize when they don't do deep cuts and criticize when they do. No one expected this, so let's be stoked that they even did them. Perfect agreement right there, James. Lee Bruton, after viewing Take It Off in All Night from the cruise, I've gone with Take It Off. It seemed to have the most energy. Yeah, it did have a ton of energy. You're right. Graham Richley, wave your panties in the air. Absolutely. Yes.
Lick your lips and shake your hair.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Tampa Fan 11, Close Call, Take It Off, and All Night are both top 3 Kiss songs for me. Wow. Mike Reese, they need to do more from Revenge. I like it. Baseball and Death says, she's so European, but I'm not wild about any of them. Okay, that's fair enough. And then some comments about the actual episode itself. Back to our buddy Lee Bruton. Sounds like you guys all had a blast. I would love to end each night with Kiss karaoke. As always, a great review of an awesome event. I got to tell you, moving on to episode 150 and talking about the Elder, I was a little bit sad. Not sad because we're talking about the Elder, like some people are probably sad. I'm sad because now this means the Kiss Cruise is fully in our rearview mirror. And I don't want to stop talking about it.
Well, I didn't want to overload everybody and upload 150 pictures.
But I love that you're doing that.
I've been slowly trying to put in pictures every day.
And I love that because it keeps it alive. I love it. Our good buddy Steve, again, your dedication to the show and us listeners is exemplary. You could easily have taken a break after the cruise, but you bring us yet another great and hilarious show. I would gladly have paid the whole fare just to hear you sing We Are One with the ace lines in the Gene. Oh, yeah. Casey Campbell says, wondering if you guys are going in 2022. Our buddy Tony says he's 90% going. Sonny says he's 50-50. And if I recall correctly, I think Casey commented again that he doesn't think he's going to have anybody to go with because his wife isn't interested. So, hey, if one of us goes, maybe you can jump on board with us. Who knows? Kevin's on fire. The last 2 episodes have been a blast to listen to. Thanks for all the details, stories, and clips. It really felt like we were there with you guys. Zeus doing Ace at karaoke was the cherry on top. Fucking hilarious. That's awesome. Vet Halen, another great episode. Although I spent the majority of it trying to correctly sync the voices with the faces, Tom has the same haircut as me. I've always had you guys backwards. So this is hilarious. He thought I was Zeus.
Yeah, I know.
So that was pretty good. John Schaefer, for Christ's sakes, you could do a whole show on Kiss karaoke. Whoever that was singing Just a Boy has a set of nuts on him. Our buddy SV Puga, so much fun, guys. Very happy for you. Got a question. Do you think that Bruce's set list passes through Paul and Gene's approval? Fuck no. No way. I don't think so.
I'm not sure because I think they may. Hey, are you guys going to be playing this? Because was there any duplicates?
No. But I don't know if I could see that. I wouldn't use the word approval. I think there's maybe a conversation saying, hey, we're going to do Take It Off tonight. Why don't you guys leave that out or vice versa? Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. I mean, he did play a lot of songs from Revenge.
Yep.
And they didn't play Take It Off.
Correct. Right.
So maybe they were like, hey, Bruce, just to give you a heads up, we're going to throw in Take It Off. Like, obviously, Bruce isn't doing We Are One or She's So European.
Right.
For him to be prepared for that.
Yeah, yeah. Gerald Rosenberg, great recap. Tom mentioning Queensryche playing various times reminded me of Clark Griswold passing by Big Ben. Look, kids, there's Queensryche again. It's true. Every time I turned around, they were on. Ken in Satan's Service, great episode. Kudos to you and Zeus for handling the sonic snoring from the Pooney brothers. It sounded like mouth farts. Oh, Jesus.
Mouth farts.
And then our good buddy Heavy Mayo. I don't need no stinking cruise. I broke bread with my mates in the parking lot at Great Woods. You got to come on the cruise, man. Come on. Let's see. Joel Hoffman. I wish I could go on the Kiss cruise. I have 0 people to talk about Kiss with. Sounds like a blast to hang out with people I hear on the podcast. I think Aussie Jeff is the dude on a convention show that says, well, you better fucking learn it when Paul talks about not knowing a song. I could picture that, Joel. You're right. DG from Tennessee. After listening to this episode, I'm thinking Bruce, Todd, and company should do a proper tour playing those classic 80s Kiss tunes. That'd be great. That would be great. Uncle Steve's Iron Maiden Zone. Ace karaoke was hilarious. You should have done a full-out Ace song like 2000, man. Then he says, also, do you only pay for the Kiss show, or are there others you have to pay for? Are both theater shows by Kiss the same set list? Question number 1, yes, you have to pay for the Kiss show, even though you're on a fucking Kiss cruise. And the theater shows are not the same set list. A couple variations in songs. So that is Twitter, Zeus. That's what we got for Twitter.
Tom, we had a comment on our Instagram page, which is actually growing. Our Instagram is starting to get some good feedback. This one was from G. Witten. I don't know, guys, which episode you mentioned this guy, but I'm rolling. Yangi 19871, I don't know, from YouTube. And you know who that is?
Nope.
That's the violent burping guy.
No.
He's not alone. I got a couple DMs about, holy shit, I cannot stop laughing at the fucking burping guy. People really got a fucking it was Sean DeHaan who also said,
oh yeah, I saw that. I saw his comment. Yeah.
Yeah. I just finished. Sean DeHaan on a DM said, I just finished watching hours worth of violent burps.
That's what we do to people.
I love that guy. I told him. He said, freaking hilarious. He must have the lung capacity of the singer from Queensryche. Yeah, it's so fucking stupid and immature. It's not just the burp, it's the fucking reaction.
Oh, it's the reaction. It's the people.
It's just like, what the fuck is
and
that?
I told you that one of him wearing the fucking dinosaur outfit is insane.
I just love the people that get startled and grab their children. They're like, oh! People, like, just dining out, and he just goes by and goes over like that. I don't know, it was like a little ledge or like a fucking divider, and just pokes his head over the divider while they're eating. Goes, that fucking guy, unbelievable.
Oh,
anyways,
ridiculous.
We keep it classy here, Tom.
Oh, it's high class, absolutely.
Yeah. So over on the Book of Face, Tom, Steve Wright wrote, great episodes, fellas. Even better time on the Gem.
Absolutely, buddy. You're right, Steve.
One of the best guys. Go listen to Potter Than Hell, guys.
Yes.
Jack Broad, the Poonie snoring sounds like a cross between a chainsaw, a riding lawnmower, and Darth Vader's breathing. Scott Donaldson, love these two last episodes. Tom and Zeus, you gave us fans who can't attend a great insight of what it was like. Love hearing about your experiences with your mates, and it doesn't get much better than that. Glad you had a great time. Peace out, Girl Scout. Thanks,
cool,
Scott.
Thanks, buddy.
Is he still touring right now?
I believe so.
With Hysteria, are they still performing right now at this time?
I think so. I think I see him posting stuff.
Okay. Make sure if you're down under and you're hanging out with Aussie Jeff, you catch Scott and his mates performing Hysteria. And Scott is the one who dresses up as Eric Carr, not Peter Criss.
Very cool. Very cool stuff. Hysteria looks awesome. Yep.
Yeah. When it comes to Gene and Paul, okay. Adam Nierenberg, when it comes to Gene and Paul and the passing of Paul's father, I will wager that Gene immediately ran to Paul's house, probably helped him out beyond the need for words. No need to Gene to elaborate on social media. Yes and no.
I did mention a little bit of that last week, that because it was such a big deal that Gene probably just stayed off social media for it, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah. It's just one of those things that, how it gets. The fact that you don't say anything speaks so loud. And I'm sure he did stuff behind the scenes. There's no way Gene wouldn't. Gene, his heart bleeds for fucking Paul. He loves Paul.
Yes.
All right. LP Sterlino.
Uh-oh.
Yes, the great LP Sterlino. Looks like Paul was drunk off of cock in Australia, according to Aussie Jeff. I commend you for getting an army tattoo, Tom. But Zeus, you too should have been hand in hand getting Shouted Out Loudcast tattoos together. Really hope you guys are some of the other Loudcasters are on the cruise next year. If so, see you there. Chances are you won't see me there. Leaving from LA really is probably the reason why.
Yeah, that's a big roadblock.
9 hours to get there from us and then get on the cruise. Yeah, that's especially since we were just on it.
Well, Matt, I think it would be 6 if we took a modern day aircraft.
Well, I don't know. Was it 9 hours, 6 hours, whatever the fuck? I've never been to Cali, so Tom, I don't know that flight.
Okay.
Matt Wallace. It is so good to hear that others out there do the extreme belching in public for no apparent reason other than their own personal humor. An old friend of mine and I were walking through in an Asian market in Hartford, Connecticut, belching as loud as we can over and over. It was so bad that the store manager actually threw us out of the store. My hometown of Torrington, Connecticut knows of our antics all too well. Every store in this raggedy shithole town truly hated us every time we walked in the store.
Wow, sounds like it could be a co-host of Shout It Out Loudcast with that kind of behavior.
Dude, you would fucking, if you hung out with me, we would all get arrested.
Oh, yeah.
With stupid, immature shit.
Yep.
Every time somebody walked by, you go,
by the way, speaking of stupid, immature shit, let's back up for a quick second here.
yeah.
We never told the story on the cruise about you absolutely terrifying housekeeping.
I forgot about that.
Oh, I didn't. I just remember that.
All right, go ahead. Tell the story.
So it's literally the first day on the cruise. So, and things were kind of dying down. I think we were kind of getting our luggage together, putting our clothes out. Everybody was kind of resting and doing stuff. And me, you, and Sonny were in the room, and we hear a knock on the door. And it's all the crew, they're all Filipino, and they all have accents. So we hear a knock on the door. And it's like, oh, housekeeping. So me and Sonny can see that it is housekeeping. Where Zeus is, he can't. So he's like, yeah, why don't you come in and fucking blow me?
No, I think they asked the question.
you want
the housekeeping, you need something or something like that.
Yeah.
And I thought it was Sonny. So I said, yeah, how about giving me a blowjob?
So I go, shut up. It's housekeeping. You go, yeah, shut up. It is not. And the guy goes, okay, I'll come back later.
Hey, would you blow me? I don't know what the fuck I said to the guy. It was something like, yeah, why don't you blow me or give me a blowjob?
The poor guy, he's like, I'll come back later. Or like, please, I'm sorry. Just let you come back later. I'm like, Zeus, that was really fucking housekeeping.
I thought it was Sonny because he had that voice from fucking Tommy Boy.
Housekeeping? You want me to jerk you off?
For the love of God.
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
All right. Back to Facebook. I totally forgot about that one.
All right. Stephen Stacy, that snore clip. All I could hear was Bueller. Nice. Great episode as usual. Mark Weiss, just finished listening to part 1 and part 2 this weekend. Great episode. It was my first cruise, and it was great reliving the memories from that week. It was nice. Disneyland for Kiss fans. Cool. I can't wait for next year. I agree. Bruce Kulick and his band are worth the price of the cruise. The excitement, anticipation of not knowing what is going to be played next is priceless.
Yep.
I became a Kiss fan during the Revenge era, and I still can't believe I heard all those songs. I just bought tickets to see Bruce and his band in Vegas on December 30th. Mark, that's awesome. And I wish you met us and got a chance to say hello.
Yeah, no kidding.
And we would have loved to talk with you.
Yeah, that's
maybe
awesome.
Next time. You never know. But that's awesome, Mark. We agree with you, man. Bruce was insane, his band.
Yep.
All right. Dan O'Halloran. Having a listening now, it's making me wish I was able to go on Kiss Cruise 10. My Uncle Nick and I have been on 2 cruises prior, but unfortunately this year we had opt out, having it already booked. Nick's wife, Natalie, has been battling cancer for a number of years. Pancreatic, breast, and now in the lungs. So out of deep love and respect for her, we just couldn't risk bringing any world sickness back home to her. They are my absolute favorite people, and I want them around for many more years. So this is the safest way to do that. But my wife and I have decided to take our whole family next year. We are signed up for the pre-sale, and I'm hoping to meet you guys and be kept up all night by the boat vibrating snores of your pals, the Poonies. Thanks for the free funny.
Wow. That's awesome, buddy. Thank you so much. And God bless your family. And I'm glad that you kept them close to you and with your thoughts there and doing the right thing. So glad you'll be able to go next year.
Yeah. And God bless Natalie.
Yes.
Brad Brode. Oh my God. You guys doing the Kiss karaoke was amazing. Dying laughing. Cause it's not your place.
Oh, yeah.
Laughing my fucking ass off. Ryan Michael Scott. Sounds like an amazing time, and thank you for sharing it all. How did you not throw the snoring poonies overboard?
Well, because we needed them in the room. You know, we needed somebody to.
Mike Reese put a photo of Arnold, and he put the fucking quit pushing the button.
Stop pushing the buttons.
It's a kindergarten cop fucking image with him screaming
at the kids. Yep.
Yeah. Fucking love it.
Oh.
Over on Loudcasters, Joseph Collins. Hilarious as always. Guys, keep pumping the great podcast, and I, as well as everyone, will ingest.
Wow. Nice. I like it. Thank you.
Oh, my God. I don't know why I'm going to do this, but I'll read Matt's comment here, too. Matt Wallace. Great episode as always. I enjoyed it so much that I had to take 2 days off work just to clean up all the cream in my jeans.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Keep them coming, pickle washers.
Oh, what the hell, dude?
Yeah. Graham Richley, we left the Q&A with Kiss early so we could line up to see Bruce and his band. He's quoting us. That just sums up where us Kiss fans are at.
Yep.
The cruise is awesome, but Paul's cooking segment is a joke, and he's been doing it for years now. The Family Feud, just lame. I seriously think Six Man could put on an awesome Kiss cruise without Kiss, or at least without Gene and Paul. Maybe one of them or the other turn up every now and then as special guests. Great review, guys. Hopefully see you on Kiss Cruise 11.
Nah, just call it the Bruce Cruise. There you go.
Bruce Cruise. There you go.
There you go.
Over on YouTube.
It's back, baby.
YouTube.
Mr. Antonio 2005. Shout out to Murph for the creativity on the lyrics to the Gilligan's Island theme.
Yes.
Really cool that you included some of the audio of the performances on the ship, especially the hidden gems. I just heard that dude singing Tears Are Falling at karaoke night is a graduate of the Yoko Ono School of Singing. Great part 2 recap, boys. Yeah, one of the things I was thinking of originally of doing, of just saying like, Kiss was kind of rough. Here's them performing this and play Kiss karaoke.
That would have been fucking great. Would have gotten sued by Paul.
Yeah, you better watch out. Patent Diorama. Great recap for round 2. Can the album review crew do a review of the band Brass Against? Their show is wicked pisser.
Don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't either. Pete Staros. Was that Tom laughing on the cruise when Paul was talking about how good his meatballs were?
Probably.
Also, do you guys ever consider switching up the opening song, which is Shout It Out Loud?
Yeah.
Love the episode. Marty White responded with, if they ever change their opening song, my vote is Fanfare.
You mean like this episode? We opened up with Fanfare?
Yeah, could be.
We'll see. Who knows?
White.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's always something new in store for 2022.
Anthony Stratus, thanks for sharing. You guys are the best. Devin Dungan, always a good word of kindness. Great episode.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Devin's awesome.
Yep.
And that's it from over here. What do you got, Tom?
All right, we've got a couple emails here. So let's start with JC. The cruise episode was amazing. I did have some follow-up questions for the next podcast about it. I'll run through these quick. Did Paul do any Soul Station music? No. Did they not bring tons of T-shirts to sell? Seems like from what you guys said, they love to sell. They have guys captive on a boat. Yeah, the merch stuff, all they sold was Kiss Cruise stuff and then stuff for the bands like Night Ranger, Queensryche. I was expecting like the Kiss Online shop should have been on the boat, and they didn't have that. Was there any awful Paul or Gene art on the ship? Seems like Paul would be more into the art than being Chef Boyardee. Yes, there was a huge section of Paul's art, and to be completely honest with you, I'll tell you right now, we call it the way we see it. Paul's art was fucking fantastic. It was beautiful, beautiful shit. Priced out of your fucking mind. Gene's stuff was not on the boat, but our buddy Danny Pooney went to Gene's art show in Vegas prior to the cruise. And if you think Paul's art was expensive, take a look at Gene's price tag. It's about quadruple what Paul was selling. But Paul's stuff was really, really cool. Then his final question, what was the ratio of guys to girls? Was it all sweaty old guys? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It was. Thank you, JC. Fun email. Thanks, buddy. And then we get an email from the nicest guy in the world, our snoring roommate, Danny Pooney. Hey, guys. Again, great recap of the cruise. Very detailed. Helped me remember some stuff that I had already forgotten. The Grey Goose drinks didn't help. You guys were great roommates, and being on the cruise with you, Sonny, and Tony made it a very memorable experience. Hashtag Aussie Jeff for life. See, that's why we love Danny, because he's just so kind.
And the better Pooney brother, basically.
Oh, yeah. Well, the bar is pretty low with Sonny, so. Then we got one here from David Downing, Kevin Jepson's buddy. Good day, fellas.
Oh, yeah.
Listening to your Kiss Cruise 10 Part 2 podcast right now. Thanks again for a great podcast, and for your benefit, I'm a friend of Kevin's from Kiss Cruise 9. And in case you're interested, I'm the creator and drummer for Acoustickiss. Yes, ooh. I am aware of them. Yes. Australia's only Kiss act that does acoustic versions of Kiss tunes. Check us out on Facebook. Yes, David, I have. You guys are amazing, very talented, and very interesting. He continues, we're lucky to be part of a strong Kiss band community in Australia. It's great that we all get along and complement each other's work. Best to the both of you, David Downing. Then David also has a little PS. I really did get bed bugs, something fierce. Oh. But the people from Sixth Man and the folks on the boat were very good about it. But it was fucking bad. I had 2-inch diameter welts and was sick for weeks afterwards. Oh, I wish you never told us that story, David. But great email, thanks. And for the people out there, check out Acoustickiss. It's very, very cool thing he's doing. So Zeus, back to you. I think you got one thing, DM you wanted to read.
So I got a DM from Steve on the Fly.
Yeah, Steve.
Who's got his own podcast you guys should be checking out.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, and I think we're going to be doing something together real soon as well.
Yes, we've been talking behind the scenes about trying to hook up. Yes.
Yep. So he sent us a DM and says, okay, so I went for a run listening to the latest episode, and now my neighbors think I'm crazy because I fell out laughing at the You Wanted the Best karaoke.
I love that. That's awesome. Very cool. All right, and we're going to wrap up with one final bit of feedback coming back to our emails, and this comes from Adam Stevenson, and boy, oh boy, did Adam hit it out of the park with this one here. Longtime listener, first-time writer, what's up, fuckos? I've been wanting to write for you for quite some time now, but wasn't really sure what to say. I first was introduced to the show based on a Book of Face video that someone shared. It was the Eric Singer episode, and I was hooked ever since. I bounced around to individual album reviews, but was hooked on the Real Alive series. And it makes me sad there aren't any more albums left for Real Alive 9. I went back and started the podcast in the very beginning and love your takes on everything Kiss. I always skip the album review crew episodes because I thought, why are these guys not discussing Kiss? But in October, I got all caught up and was current with the episode and just missed hearing your voices, and I started the ARC episodes. I've been introduced to albums I would have never listened to or even heard of, so thank you for that. Also, grunge sucks, and anytime those albums were mentioned or reviewed, it was like digging glass into my eyes. But I stuck around nonetheless due to your hysterics and ball busting. I've heard in the past other commenters talk about how you have brought them to tears from laughter, and I had not experienced that feeling before until today. I was finishing up the Kiss Cruise Part 2 while driving home. When Zeus started talking, you wanted the best karaoke just so he could do the ace part and say, it's not your place. I was dying from anticipation. The moment came and I burst into laughter and tears started to roll. My wife, who up to this point has tolerated my obsession with SIOL podcast, was also in tears with a what the fuck look on her face. So thank you for allowing me to join the ranks of crying from laughter. I do have a poll question I'd love to hear you present. Which Kiss member has the most famous appendage? Gene's tongue, Paul's deformed ear, or Peter's alleged 9-inch cock?
What? Or he should do Ace's fucking crow feet.
Then he continues with an amazing story about being a Kiss fan, introduced to Kiss when he was in the truck with his dad, talking about his concert history, talking about dressing up and the memories. He says, anyway, I will leave you with this. I am thankful for this podcast because I love Kiss, and whenever I listen to them or talk about them, I think about my dad. That is fucking amazing. And to add it, to make this email even better, he then sends us these friggin' fantastic photos of him in full makeup and gear as Eric Carr. He looks unbelievable. He's got family members dressed up in other characters. It's just a phenomenal, phenomenal email, Adam. And we thank you for taking the time to write to us and to send us pictures. And for that, Adam, you are comment of the week.
Good answer. Good answer. I like the way you think. I'm going to be watching you.
Not only is he comment of the week, that's probably one of the, that could be a Mount Rushmore fucking email that we've ever received.
Yeah, because the pictures that he sent were just spectacular. The makeup work, the costumes, I mean, it's amazing. Amazing.
It's heartwarming to see the kid. He puts his stuff, he goes with his dad and his family. They're all dressed up. I'm not sure. Is that his wife? Is his wife and his parents are dressed up as Kiss too? Oh, man, it's just fucking awesome.
Very cool stuff, Adam. Thank you for sharing that with us. Awesome to read. So thank you.
Tom, what we like to do next is give a shout out to our Patreon family, which is consistently growing. Now, I'm going to kill two birds with one stone because I want to thank our newest Patreon member, Jack Pinocchio. Jack, Tom, and I have loved you ever since you started commenting. Christ's sakes, you're one of the few people that gets your own theme music. And thank you for joining our Patreon family. I believe he joined as a Gene Demon tier member.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. We love having you. And we love having all our Patreon members. Patreon is where people can come help out the pod. And with that, there are different tiers and we, do things for them, merch and other stuff. And we can't, this podcast has grown because of the Patreon members' help and contribution, and it's been awesome. And we love those guys, and we got some good things coming in store for them before the end of the year too as well. So thank you, Jack, and thank you to all our Patreon members. And if you're interested in Patreon, you can go to the app, or you can go to patreon.com, or you can look in the episode notes and click on the link. It's patreon.com. And look for creators, and then you just put in Shout It Out Loudcast, and you'll find us. And if it's something you like, great. And if it's not, no problem. But we appreciate you and appreciate our Patreon family, and thank you.
Jack, you are one of the longest running members of the family of Shout It Out Loudcast, and we thank you so much for getting on board and being a contributor to Patreon, let alone the highest level. So we can't thank you enough for that, buddy. We love you for that, and we love having you be part of our family. So thank you for that, and thank you to everybody else who is part of our growing Patreon family. We appreciate everything that you guys do, regardless of what level you're contributing at it. Everything helps, and everything means so much to us. So thank you for that. And as Zeus said, you can check us out on the website or the app. Take a look at what we're offering and see if it's something that you're interested in. And in the meantime, just continued thanks and gratitude to everybody who's part of that Patreon family. So thank you. And again, Jack, big hugs from Shout It Out Loudcast, buddy.
You're the man.
Yep.
So, Tom, what's going on in Kiss World?
Okay, quiet week. Last week we recorded on a Wednesday, and on that following Thursday, it was the anniversary of Rock and Roll Over. And it was the 45th anniversary. This year is big. You got the 45th anniversary of Destroyer, 40th anniversary of Elder, and then 45th anniversary of Rock and Roll Over. You didn't get a box set for Rock and Roll Over. You got some really, really cool merch. If you're into the Kiss merch, they got some really awesome shit, including a Rock and Roll Over picture disc LP, which is friggin' awesome. And as I said last week when we talked about the Elder, when they offered the picture disc, it's cool to see that Kiss is getting on board with the picture disc stuff. It's very cool. They're a visual band. Collectors love picture discs, so that was cool to see. However, on the negative side, we saw another fuck up with Kiss Online that we've seen in the past. That exclusive limited edition Elder picture disc that was limited to 500 copies that sold out within minutes. Unfortunately, people were getting emails seeing that the website oversold, and they had to cancel the order. because of the inconvenience. They were then going to give them a free, the other picture disc that they were offering. It wasn't the exclusive one with the band on them. So, hopefully we don't see more of that. That when things are selling that quickly online, we don't work for Kiss Online, so I'm not trying to defend anybody, but shit happens and it's unfortunate. Thankfully, it didn't happen to me. It did happen to our buddy Steve, his friend Rob, who was on the cruise with us. He got screwed out of one. So that happened. So far, no other issues with Rock and Roll Over, but some very cool merch. And other than that, just kind of quiet stuff right now that's going on. The band's on hiatus until March. No Vegas residency, and they're not touring until March. So we'll see what they do to keep themselves busy. We know that they can't stay quiet for long. So,
yeah, with regard to the merch that they offered and stuff, it's going to be big in the next couple of years because this is the prime, of Kissdom and the Kiss Army, and that's usually from the mid 3 albums.
Yeah,
the Destroyer through Love Gun, Alive 2, Double Platinum, and even Dynasty up to 79. You're going to get the 45 years in the next few years. Yep. Now, some will probably get a little bit more love than the others. Like maybe Love Gun might get a Destroyer type thing. I can imagine they can't do a Destroyer type box set for every one of these stuff.
No, you won't.
But I hope they do one in the next couple years for one of these albums coming up. And you never know which one they're going to choose, but it's great to see. Today is Wednesday. We're recording on the 17th. Happy birthday, Mom. So that's nice.
Yes. All right. Happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah. And I got my order in on Amazon, and it should be here on Friday.
Yeah, I got my order. I got my order in on Kiss Online, so I should probably get it maybe in February.
Yeah, maybe after the holidays we can do a live. What is that called when you open shit?
Like an unboxing.
Yeah,
which we have talked about doing that, like and not doing an episode because the box set is a visual thing. Do a live stream like an unboxing, but
maybe we do it on Friday, Tom, and you can just watch along with everybody else.
Should be like, oh, so that's what it looks like when I get it in a month.
Yeah. There was also that company Deep Discount for those that are interested.
Yeah.
.com. I think they have it even cheaper.
Yep.
So I priced mine out, and Deep Discount is $14 cheaper. And I said, "Fuck it, I want mine on release day." So I ordered with Amazon, but it is $14 cheaper. I got the, I got the CDs, so I got the 4 CD box set, and so if you're looking for deepdiscount.com, I believe is cheaper. So,
Yep.
Anyway, let's get out. I want to keep this moving because we want to get to the good stuff. Not much else there on Kiss World. So let's take a little bit of a break and go say hi to Mr. Blackwell.
Oh, we're back. I escaped from the island after Mr. Blackwell was chasing me. Jesus.
Yeah, he's not well, Tom.
No, he's not well. And you could tell. Here we go.
Yes. So here we are. Music from the Elder. Polarizing would be an understatement. I never thought, when me and you were in college, that, hey, maybe one day we'll do something called a podcast, and we'll, like, the most hyped up episode might be music from the Elder.
Yep.
So what we usually do is talk about how we came into the album. Correct?
Yes.
So let's start with that.
Okay. I actually have a pretty vivid memory of this. 1981. This was the first Kiss album that I got on cassette. Everything up until then was records, and I didn't start getting CDs, obviously, for a while. It was 1981. So this was my first one on cassette. And at the time, it's funny to think about it. I was 8, and who's listening? Like, I think about what my son was doing when he was 8. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm listening to Kiss records when I was 8. So I had the cassette, and at that time, I was kind of in and out of what Kiss was going on. I didn't really get on board with Unmasked. I was obsessed with Dynasty because of the album cover and because of Charisma, and I Was Made for Loving You. So I was like, oh, The Elder. And I think my parents got me the cassette, and I remember putting it on. And I was like, what is happening here? Like, what is happening here? I I was taken aback by it. There were a few songs that I immediately went to, and we'll talk about those when we get into the track by track. But generally speaking, it was a short-lived listening session that I had with the Elder. I remember getting the cassette, opening up, and you slide that paper out and you kind of open it up, no pictures of the band. And the album was just weird, as everybody knows. So, but that was my experience. I remember opening the cassette, putting it in and being like, yeah, this ain't right. Something's wrong here. So, yeah. And we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this when we get into some of the album specifics, but the cassette, the track listing on the cassette at the time was different than it is what we're talking about today. We'll get into that. So,
yeah. All right. So for me, we've discussed this in the past. Like I was like you, got into Kiss very young. It's humorous to say, yeah, I outgrew them when I was 7. You know,
exactly.
Yeah, they were too immature for me. I stopped, I believe, I don't remember Unmasked. So I stopped after Dynasty. All that Unmasked, Elder, Killer stuff was not familiar to me. When I got back into Kiss, I got into them hard. I started with, Asylum, then I went to Animalize, and then I started going back to Love Gun and all the other original, remembering my earlier childhood. Now I'm in junior high doing this shit. 6th grade, junior high, getting back into Kiss. I remember something like a list in either Metal Edge or Circus, because I would constantly go to Harvard Square to the Strawberries there.
Yep.
There was another one upstairs from Strawberries. I forget what it was called. It wasn't the Coop. I didn't go to the Coop. There was the other one.
Tower Records? Was it Tower?
It eventually became Tower Records.
Tower, yeah.
But it wasn't Tower at the time.
Okay.
And it was upstairs. Remember the pizza place was downstairs?
Yeah. Yep.
And there was the Strawberries underneath. Yeah, I forget what it was called. It was around the corner there.
Okay.
Across from what was eventually going to become the Spaghetti Club.
Ooh, yeah. Hot chicks galore there.
Yeah. So anyways, and anytime I would peruse the Kiss section, I never saw anything close to being the Elder. So I'm looking at cassettes at the time and then slowly getting into CDs. So I didn't even know what the fucking Elder was. And I remember in a magazine, there was something about in the discography, music from the Elder. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Is that a soundtrack? What is music from the Elder? Is that a Kiss? That's not real. That can't be. I don't know what the fuck that is. So I didn't think anything of it. It wasn't until I started going to college with you and we started watching Extreme Close-Up. And we're like, what the fuck is the Elder? I saw World Without Heroes. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I've never seen this. What is this shit? And then we started discussing and finding out about, there was this album they tried to do and it was fucking horrendous. I'm like, yeah, of course it was horrendous. Listen to this song. It's fucking brutal.
Save it.
Anyway, so that's where it was. I didn't get the Elder in my hands until the remastered CDs came out.
Wow.
So you're talking 1997. I didn't have it.
Yep.
Now, obviously, I started hearing a couple of the songs, the box set comes out and a few others. I didn't have any of that shit. I didn't know any of these songs, but I heard I heard The Oath. And I'm like, oh shit, what's the rest of this like?
Not that.
Yeah, exactly. Because you get the picture from World Without Heroes, and then you hear The Oath and the I, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yep.
This shit rocks.
Yep.
And then you're like, holy fuck. Anyways, that is where and how I got into music from the Elder. 1997, the album. That's when I got it. So what we usually do, Tom, is we then go to the cover.
Yeah, and not many albums have cover stories like the way this one does. So Paul was not happy looking at the cartoon comic strip cover of Unmasked. He didn't want that. So he wanted a cover that was going to be reflective of their concept. So Paul was behind the album cover, which is, as everybody knows, the door with the knocker with the rose and the hand reaching for it, which is Paul's hand. And then the record itself, the label has the hand on it, which is weird. It didn't have, that famous Casablanca logo or anything like that on it. The back cover has the big giant hinges with the track listing on it. And originally at the time, Kiss didn't even want their name on the album cover. They wanted no information on the album.
We're gonna be like Zeppelin.
Yeah.
We're gonna be like a critic. Like they'll find us.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't want anything. And the record company's like, what are you guys, fucking idiots? Put your friggin' name on the album. So they put their logo up on the top left. They put the album title on the top right. Now, at the time when they were getting ready to do the album cover, that's when the title became Music from the Elder, because the original title, when it was announced, it was going to be The Elder. And then Bob Ezrin, Bill Aucoin, Paul and Gene were like, oh, no. We're fucking geniuses. This is going to be Music from the Elder. We're going to do something no one's ever done. We're going to make a soundtrack to a movie that hasn't even been released yet. That's how friggin' brilliant we are. So that's where the Music from came from.
Yeah, it's like Iron Maiden's idea to fucking write that horrible song about Dune. And then the fucking movie producer's like, yeah, no, please don't attribute it to my movie. Get this fucking stupid song out of here.
At least that was only a song and not a whole friggin' album.
Yeah, so they were like, take your To Tame a Land and shove it up your fucking ass. We don't want it.
So, and then Kiss, because they were all balls out here, Kiss demanded that they wanted this album to have a gatefold, which at the time, gatefolds were like reserved for like double albums. Kiss Alive 2, Pink Floyd, The Wall, which Ezrin was also involved in. We'll get into. They're like, no. We're going to have a gatefold. We're going to open it up. We're not going to have any pictures of the band anywhere on this. When you open this up, you're going to see this mystical table with these ornate chairs and this candle and all this other stupid fucking shit when you open this album up with a story inside and quotes. I'm 8 years old. I'm like, what happened to Love Gun? Where's the band? What is going on here? So yeah, this was all their brainchild. They wanted everything to be dramatic because it was The Elder, Music from The Elder. So then there's a whole story about the door and the knocker and that inspiration. Zeus, if you want to kind of chime in on some of that story as well.
Yeah, and then the whole door thing, it was rumored to be the Park Avenue United Methodist Church on Park Ave in New York City. But it was actually something they actually created, a prop for the shoot.
Yep.
And is it Paul's hand? Is it not? Ezrin said, no, we brought in a fucking hand model. And then there were like images, outtakes, photos of Paul's hand on the doorknob being, ooh. And so I don't fucking know. And as much as we love this Elder stuff, this is an album review episode. We are trying to talk to you a little bit about background of the album, and we'll talk about the story. We're not going to Zapruder film this fucking album.
No.
We can save that for a different episode and break down the story and the making. If you really like that minutia, go get Julian Gill's book. It's fucking,
which I have. It's called Odyssey, and it's amazing, but it breaks down every nook and cranny, nut and bolt. We're treating this like a regular album review crew. We talk about the album cover, some album background, track listing. Like Zeus said, The Elder is a unique animal in the Kiss discography, and it can have its own separate non-album review episode in the future. Yeah. But we do want to cover some key things that people want to talk about.
Yeah.
So just getting back to some of the details of the album cover. So when this went overseas in Japan, they were like, yeah, we're not doing this. We need a friggin' picture of the band. So they threw a picture of the band from their Elder photo shoot on it. And I believe that is what you're getting. That's the picture that you see when you order that limited edition picture disc. There's previous older copies of it exist on eBay. But I think that picture of the band and that picture disc, that's what Japanese had. It was just a picture that was on top of the Door Knocker album cover. But Japan was like, no, we need a picture of the goddamn band if we're going to sell this thing. Either that or it's going to get lost in the shelves. No one's going to pick up a brown Kiss record. So that was a problem too with that. So, but again, Kiss thought they knew everything about it. So.
Yeah, they're trying to do the brown bag Zeppelin shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
You're the most visual band in history.
Yep.
What the fuck are you doing? You're overthinking this.
Oh, God, that's an understatement. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I get that Unmask was off with the cartoon shit.
Yeah.
But prior to that, Dynasty is distinctive, that cover.
Yeah.
The solo albums, great. Fucking Love Gun, Rock and Roll Over, Destroyer. Let's put up a fucking brown door in a hand.
Yep. Horrible.
Oh, come on.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep.
So, want to get into a couple little bit facts here, Tom?
Let's do it. Yeah. And there's plenty.
Yeah. Music from The Elder. It was produced by Bob Ezrin. So they brought Bob in back from his Destroyer days. They wanted to come up with something different. And Bob had just done The Wall with Pink Floyd, another concept album. So it makes sense. And Bob knows this band like no one else, really, because he worked so hard with them on Destroyer. The album was released November 10th, 1981. It reached all the way up to number 75 on Billboard albums. Yeah, not very good.
No.
It hasn't been like, I bet you that it's over a gold album, but even up to, I believe they said 2018, it hasn't been certified. I saw something on Wikipedia about that. But I'm sure this is fucking gold by now with all the Kiss stars. You know, come on, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's interesting is it's listed under the genre of that Wikipedia page, progressive rock and art rock.
Yep. Which exactly what they wanted. Yeah. They wanted it. Yep.
It's the first album with Eric Carr, the last technically with Ace. The first to not feature the band on the cover. It was recorded at Ace's studio because I don't fucking want to go.
I can't drive, you fucking jerks.
And also at Bob Ezrin's studio in Toronto, Canada as well. It is known for having weird instruments.
Yes.
It has a fucking choir. It has a symphony orchestra. It is got some outside songwriters, of course. Bob Ezrin's handprints and fingerprints are all over this. Old friend Anton Fig contributes. Lou Reed of the Velvet Underground fame contributes to this. This album is just very not Kiss-like.
Yeah.
And I know people don't like this when we say it's a good album. It's just not a Kiss album. Yes, we know the artist is actually Kiss, but it's not in Kiss's 20 fucking albums, the type of album that would be considered a Kiss album.
Right.
Musically.
Right. And the whole genesis of this thing came up when after the lackluster things with Unmasked, you know, the Australian tour was a success, but Kiss and Paul and Bill Aucoin felt that Kiss was pretty much fucked. So they originally they were going to come back and they're like, oh, let's go back. Let's revert back to a hard rock record, metal, hard rock. They were like, no, that isn't going to work. We need to do something that is going to blow the doors off and reinstate Kiss as a name, as a band that people need to pay attention to. And that's where Bob came in. Bob was like, okay, let's do this. I just did The Wall in 1979. Let's do a concept. Here we go. We're going to do this, this, and this. They come up with the story of The Elder, which is fucking ridiculous. It's like a bad version of Harry Potter and Luke Skywalker put together. And then they take it from there. And here's the thing. We haven't yet talked about Paul and Gene's, you know, we always bring up some of the stuff in Behind the Mask, you know, what Paul and Gene think of it. And Zeus, I'll be interested to see what you think of this because I haven't talked to you about this before. We all know how Gene and Paul, specifically Paul, absolutely destroy this album. In retrospect, they talk shit about it. But it's funny because I'm wondering if they talk shit about this because they don't like it or because they know other people don't like it and they don't want to like it because they're afraid that oh, well, I can't believe Paul and Gene like this album, because let's be honest, the majority of music listeners out there fucking detest this album. There are Kiss fans out there that absolutely love it. We know it, but it pisses me off to no end when you read all the things about this album, the production, the thoughts behind it. They were pretty coherent. Gene and Paul, they weren't on drugs. Bob Ezrin was. He was using coke, admittedly. But Paul and Gene, they don't do drugs. They don't do coke. They don't take pills. They don't do anything. So they were clear-headed in this. They knew what they were doing. Yeah, they were overwhelmed with fame and fortune, but for them to just continually shit on it now, I mean, they acknowledge it. I think Gene is a little bit more acknowledging. Ace actually has a couple nice things to say about it, other than the fact that all the solos got ripped out of it. But I don't know. It's kind of a weird thought process with the band on this one.
Here's why I can explain it. There are two things.
Yes.
Critics
Yep.
and fans.
Yes.
Okay? Paul and Gene can always give the finger to the critics because we always had the fans. This album, they lost them both.
Although originally Rolling Stone gave this a pretty high critical review. They liked it, which is what they were aiming for.
A couple people. They didn't shit on it as bad as they've shit on others.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
So that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
They didn't have the critics to say to the critics, well, fuck you. Our fans still buying this. Our fans are lining up.
No one liked it.
Also, Unmasked, they only did one fucking performance, and that was Palladium and Eric Carr's introduction.
Right.
Everything else. And it was a huge, successful tour outside of the U.S., Europe, and, Aussie and all that those other places. So it was great. Then they come back with this dud, and they don't even fucking tour on it.
Nope.
Okay. This was the kick in the nuts.
Yeah.
Look, they took a chance. This was Gene's story. I had an idea, a novel, a movie that was going to be produced. And even Paul's like, yeah, dude, you know how many movies people say they're going to produce movies that never get anywhere?
Oh, yeah.
And then Gene says 80% of movies don't get made. Yeah, yours was one of them. So he said he wrote a short story, a novel, a book, whatever the fuck you want to call it, a comic, whatever, about the elder. And he wrote the story, and then they said, okay, let's use that. Bob was like, let's use that as the concept here of this album. And then we'll get a movie, and we'll fucking talk to producers. It never got far. It's like script and everything like that. I know there's some companies out there that want to bring this thing.
Yeah. Oh, there are. Yeah. If you go online, there's some script. There's actually like a trailer for it, like a fan made trailer on YouTube. Yeah.
So that's where this whole thing started. Gene came up with the concept and this and that. So now the band has got this concept. They bought in. And when I say they bought in, I'm saying Paul and Gene are all in. Mm-hmm. And Bob's all on fucking coke. Yeah, this is a great idea. Let's fucking do it. Ace, from the get-go, was like, no, we're making a mistake. We need to do a rock album. And then this is the part of the dynamic that starts fucking with the band.
Yes.
Eric is not a member.
Right.
He's a paid employee.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when Ace is like, this sucks. 2 against 1. Every time I'm voting, it's 2 against 1.
Yep.
So you got that fucking issue going on. The band is now splintered. You got this kick-ass brand new drummer who's willing to fucking, I don't know, rip out his arms to play drums like a madman for you.
And you got Ace, who's a fucking killer guitarist.
And you're like, hold on a second, Mr. Carr. Have you ever read my short novel, The Elder?
But this comes from that pompous attitude. I mean, we talk a lot about my personal favorite Kiss book, Kiss and Sell: The Making of a Supergroup, written by C.K. Lent, Kiss's business manager during their heydays. And in his section on The Elder is just fascinating. It's like literally you're getting like a peek behind the curtain on the whole making of this, and how the band wanted to be seen as The Who with Tommy, or Pink Floyd with The Wall, or be mentioned with bands like Queen and Zeppelin. Like, they were seeking that out, and they thought they had the ingredients with Ezrin and with this real concept and this grandiose performance and concept and script and music. And they went all in, and talk about a fucking swing and a miss.
Yeah. Well, that's what they decided to do. And they started taking some songs that they had in their repertoire and demos and things that they've done. And they're like, okay, we all need to start moving these songs into this concept that we're doing called The Elder. So song titles got changed, lyrics got added, things like that. They brought in Lou Reed to help out a little bit here. And they brought in another guy named Tony Powers, who wrote some songs as well on this album.
Yep.
So that's how we got to The Elder. Now, before we get into this, I do want to add, at one point a while back, we were going to do The Elder. I've been listening to The Elder nonstop for a week, but a while back I had listened to it before. And I remember my daughter was like, Dad, what is this that you're listening to?
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, and I said, this is Kiss. And she's like, no wonder I don't like them.
Oh,
Then now, all of a sudden, my kid is at a major transformation. She had today at school, the End of the Road shirt, Tom, that she wore it. The one that was gathering dust because she never wanted to see it.
yes.
Now she's wearing it. She wears the Kiss Cruise t-shirt to school.
Yeah.
She likes Kiss. She still.
Do you like Kiss?
She should go up to her professor, her band professor, who's all like, hey, let's play some Johann Sebastian Bach music. And anyways, she says to me, Dad, I like Kiss, but this is dorky music. What is this?
Very insightful kid.
And she's like, this is just bad. Don't play this when my friend gets in the car. I had to give her a ride back from field hockey today. She goes, Dad, can you please not play this when my friend gets in the car? I was told to not play The Elder.
She didn't want to hit Just a Boy on the ride home from practice?
No. I just thought you'd get a kick out of it.
I love that. I love it.
Before we get into the tracks, Tom, you got any more thoughts?
I just want to read a couple of things from Behind the Mask. When we talk about the quotes, Gene, as a Kiss record, I'd give it a 0. As a bad Genesis record, I'd give it a 2. I like that. Paul says I'd give it a big question mark. Ace gives it 2 stars. Bob Ezrin calls it an abomination. Then Ace says, I think it's a good record. I mean, it's crazy. They got some quotes in there from Bill O'Coin too. Even Gene is a little bit more. Paul just out in the open just absolutely destroys the record. He doesn't even want to discuss it. Yeah. Gene knows it's not good, but he's like, I do like the album. There's some songs I like. I think Only You is interesting. I would have liked to have sung Odyssey. He talks about things like that. So he's willing to discuss some of the good things about it if you can find good things about it. Paul is just like, no, we were delusional. We were hysterical. We were ridiculous. The album sucks. I hate it.
Wait a minute. Paul's got that same joke he says every time.
Yeah.
How many people bought the album?
6.
Oh, so you must be one of the 6 people that own it.
Yeah. Well, guess what, Paul? You put out a limited edition picture disc on its anniversary, and the thing was sold out in about an hour. So, okay. That's right. They'll buy anything.
Hey, Curly, you want to do a concept album? The fans are going to fucking hate it. Why the fuck would you do that to them? Because fuck them. That's why. Release The Elder.
Get out there and chant Under the Rose for the next 3 minutes until I tell you to stop.
Gene,
do you understand?
Gene, the fans are rioting. They're destroying everything. We must stop. Fuck them. That's why.
They'll quiet down when I break out this flugelhorn and play the intro to Odyssey.
Jesus.
I don't even know if a flugelhorn is a real instrument.
Oh, what the fuck a flugelhorn is.
I don't either.
Anyways, you ready to start this monstrosity?
Oh, God almighty. Do it.
Here we go.
Fanfare. This is so bad, it's not even capitalized on the track listing.
That's right. Good observation.
I mean, I like this right here. Were any track to be singled out to illustrate the pomposity of the Elder, the opening track is it. I mean, wow. Paul says, we've done a lot of fuck me, suck me songs. We thought we might like to go a slightly different route. No shit, Paul. Well, I mean, what can you say about this? Come on. I mean, it sounds like you're entering, like you're waiting to get the menus handed out to you at King Richard's Fair or whatever the fuck, whatever that place is, Medieval Times in Boston, whatever the fuck those places are. Like the scene in Cable Guy. Remember when Jim Carrey and Ben Stiller go to the medieval restaurant place?
Role models.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
Fanfare written by Paul Stanley and Bob Ezrin. First thing I write is, huh?
Yeah.
Like, because that's what people must have been like, okay, what's this new album called?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
What? And how does it go again? I put like, what is it? A pan flute? Wind chimes? It sounds like a little train is moving. Just like medieval music. It sounds like, like the background in fucking A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger. Like
Bob Ezrin says that they used medieval instruments such as a racket and crumhorn. I don't know.
A cum horn?
Well, that's a different instrument. I was drunk on cumhorn.
I was drunk off the elder. Yeah, it's like a King Arthur's stupid fucking introduction.
It's insane. And
it builds into this big orchestra like I don't know, like MGM and the Lion.
That's what it's
like something's gonna open up. Like, oh my god, is this the beginning of fucking
a new Star Wars movie?
Yeah, or fucking a classic like World War II movie,
right?
Or like and then it goes into like these Gregorian chants.
Oh,
it's just in Latin and shit. It is fucking.
It's insane. Now at this point, again, we said we were going to get into the history, but at this point, when the album was originally conceived, there was going to be little spoken word parts in between each song to kind of tell the story. If anybody is out there, a Queensryche fan, Operation Mindcrime, there's little spoken like vignettes in between each song. It kind of paints the picture of the story. That didn't happen here. They were like, get that shit out.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have probably helped if you wanted to do. But, I hate that shit.
I do too.
Ever listen to a fucking Eminem album? And all those spoken things, like, get that fucking shit out of here.
You mean like The Chronic with Dr. Dre? But see, that's funny.
Harry Berry and Vogue. Bitches I want to fuck. Step, fuck me in the ass. Step to me, let me suck your dick.
Things a Tim Dog would say.
Shit, I came up on loot.
Maybe somebody will do The Chronic on an ARC episode. Oh,
dude, I had the Tim Dog. I never heard any music from it. I didn't have anything. Just from that skit, I had the fucking name tag. I have pictures of that.
Yeah,
I'm holding the boom
Tim Dog.
Bomb. Tim Dog.
Do you remember he had a song called "Fuck Compton"?
No, I just know that they said "fuck Tim Dog" and they were going to Miami and all this shit.
Go on YouTube or Google that he's got a song. He's got one popular song, quote unquote, called "Fuck Compton." Now, I don't know how we just connected dots from Fanfare to Tim Dog.
Oh, we can listen to maybe give me that nut. Maybe do a little Eazy-E solo action.
Oh, Jesus. I'd rather listen to Eazy-E right now. Instead, we have this.
Dude, this is not ending. This is just beginning. And this is the next song.
Oh, Just a Boy. Maybe one of the biggest punching bags of the entire Kiss discography song catalog. I mean, even Paul Stanley says Just a Boy was just a mistake. I mean, okay, here's what I'm going to say about this that might shock my co-host here and the listeners out here. The falsetto is absurd. It's ridiculous. It's horrendous. Now, we said this before. This is not a Kiss album. So I'm going to try to judge this musically, just in general. As a Kiss song, horrific, horrible. I find myself enjoying the song other than the falsetto of the chorus. I'm like, okay, I get it. It is what it is. It's just a horrible Paul Stanley Kiss song. That's how I look at it. I don't know. Maybe it's like Stockholm syndrome. I'm like, oh yeah, this isn't that bad. It's Just a Boy. I kind of like it. It's not good, but the falsetto, to me, if you were going to play like a game and said, give me the first thing that pops into your head when I say Music from the Elder, I'm going to say falsetto or Just a Boy. It's like that's the first thing that come into your mind. It's semi-tolerable to me after all these years. That's all I'll say.
Okay. So Just a Boy is written by Paul Stanley and Bob Ezrin. Paul plays lead guitar on this song.
Yes.
The fucking harp, the wind chimes, whatever the fuck that is, the acoustic guitar, Paul's falsetto. It seems to me like this is like the beginning of a bad high school play.
Exactly.
Or a bad version of Rent or something like.
Yeah.
There's a nice little guitar solo on this by Paul in the middle of it, though. I will give him that credit.
I like that. And I like that. I think it actually sounds cool.
All right. So I'm just going to read this part from Bob Ezrin. It's from Behind the Mask.
Go ahead.
I think Just a Boy is a phenomenal song. It belongs on Broadway. Certainly not on a Kiss record.
Exactly.
I won't go as far as saying it's phenomenal, but I like it. It's a good little melody.
Yep.
Paul Stanley should not be singing this. So you know what it is? I feel like this was already a Broadway song or a song that somebody did well. And I'll mention this later on the next track as well. So I feel like this is a song that was on, I don't know, Wicked and Kristen Chenoweth or Idina Menzel. Is that her name?
Ooh, she's hot. Oof.
With her big lips.
Oh, she's hot.
Oh, anyways, like they sang it.
Yeah.
And then Paul said, let's us Kiss cover that.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, Kiss should not be covering this song.
Yep.
But you hear what would be a good song, a good Broadway song. There's a good melody there. There's good. It's just Paul Stanley singing it. It just sounds silly.
He kills it.
Yeah. It's like someone say, on South Pacific performing on Broadway, Blackie Lawless is going to be the lead character. Like, you're like, what?
I'll tell you right now, just generally speaking, I think Paul kind of fucking blows on this album altogether.
I think he's bad. This is not easy to do this shit. He's not pulling a, it's not your place.
I'd rather that right now. Just because you can hit a falsetto doesn't mean you should hit a falsetto.
Because, again, it's him. If you didn't know and somebody else listened to it, they'd be like, this guy's voice shouldn't be with this, but it's not bad.
Right, right.
I just, again, I think it's grown on me. Do you remember when we did fucking
Smashes, Thrashes, and shit?
Were dying
we couldn't stop laughing at this. I know.
I know. But this is something that, like, if your son's hanging out and having kind of like his friends over and they're playing Madden football, listening to like Ozzy or something like that, and all of a sudden their dad's Kiss shuffle comes up on shuffle, and it's Just a Boy. And, people are just playing the video games, hanging around. At some point, I want to see what is the time frame for one of the kids to go, what the fuck are we listening to?
You know what this would remind me of? You would be running to that turntable as quickly as Lamar runs to the turntable when Swing Low plays Swing Low. He's like, whoa. Lamar runs over, rips the needle off the turntable.
Yeah, this seems like this would be an extra from 48 Virgin. You know how I know you're gay? You like Just a Boy.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyway, let's go on an Odyssey.
See, now for me, I think Odyssey is worse than Just a Boy because Paul's vocal delivery is embarrassing. He's trying to be somebody that he's not. It sounds like he's impersonating a voice. This was originally sung by Tony Powers, who wrote it, who could sing it. And even Paul admits it. He says, quote, me singing it was just tragic. He acknowledges that because it's horrible. Now, musically, I like the music. It's like adult contemporary. It's like yacht rock or adult soft rock. Musically, the song is arranged very nice. It's a pretty song. It's got a melody to it, but Paul just destroys it vocally. I actually find this harder to get through than Just a Boy, if you can believe it.
Because Just a Boy is shorter.
Yeah, and I think one of the other horrific parts of the song is that little breakdown with the little Tinkerbell thing, the ding 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 ding. There's a like, and everything's like ironic, like just terrible.
Odyssey, written by Tony Powers, who was I guess a hired writer for Lieber and Stoller. I don't know if you know who Lieber and Stoller are.
I've heard of them. You might know a little.
So they're the writers for Elvis. Elvis has that actually. Elvis sings Lieber and Stoller. So all his like early hits were Lieber and Stoller type hits, all written by them, and they're legendary songwriters. Anyway, Alan Schwartzberg plays drums. Tony Powers, who wrote the whole song, plays keyboards on this. Now, the piano intro, it's another more like high school bad play. I like the melody. It's a good song. Paul just shouldn't sing it. It should be, again, Kristen Chenoweth or Idina Menzel, some Broadway star singing this. That whole Ezrin breakdown, Tom, and I think this is what you mean. There's a child in a sundress looking at a rain. Dude, that is horrendous.
It is embarrassing. I can't get through that. And there's nothing on Just a Boy that's that bad.
Yeah, it's very Pink Floyd-ish.
No, I don't know. I don't listen to Pink Floyd enough to even know.
No,
that.
like the lyrics from fucking Dark Side of the Moon, like this imagery that they're drawing.
Oh yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like visual imagery and writing these words. Like what? I think there's a child in a sundress looking at a rainy sky. Maybe Kiss's Mount Rushmore of least metal moments.
Oh, it's horrible. The whole that whole breakdown is
that is the lyrics don't do it any favors. So this is what Paul writes about it. It was a good song when I heard Tony Powers, the guy who wrote it, sing it, because it was unique and it was very much suited to him. Me singing it was just tragic.
Yeah.
Ezrin says Tony Powers wrote Odyssey outright. That is weird. I fully understand the song, but completely reject Kiss doing it now that I look back on it. I don't know where we were coming from on that. Well, we tried. Yes.
Yeah, you did.
You did try. I like the guitar solo again. Very melodic.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It is. The solo's decent.
And Gene, again, you said earlier, wanted to sing this originally. I do. It harkens back to what in the future album, very Journey of a Thousand Years breakdown at the end.
Kind of. I could see that.
Is consistently going on. I can see where, maybe Gene gets that idea for later on when he does Journey. Again, I'm not sure which one I like as a song better if it was done by somebody else.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Think about that. This is how this album starts. Now, when they tried to release it, they shuffled up the order because they wanted the Oath to start because they thought the Oath would be like a big hit. But then in 97, when the remasters came out, everything was reorganized into the original thing. So the vinyl right now. So this album opens up Fanfare, Just a Boy, Odyssey. That we did a trifecta, like an episode. I challenge somebody to find something worse than that.
That trifecta? No way.
There's nothing even close. There's nothing even close. Brutal. That is unlistenable.
Yeah. All right. Only you can fix this, Tom. Let's go.
All right. Only you. So this is we hear Gene. So this song is a recycled old Wicked Lester song that Gene had called Eskimo Sun, and he turned it into Only You. Gene's voice sounds great. I love when Gene sings in this tone. I think he sounds really cool. And Paul comes in and just kind of fumbles the ball here. I think I can't believe this is like just stop with that. The breakdown though is awesome with that riff, which if you are a fan of the band Black and Blue, Gene Simmons produced Black and Blue's album Nasty Nasty, and the song Nasty Nasty uses the riff from Only You. that it's kind of like a metal riff. You're like, holy shit, okay, there's something rocking on this album. Yeah, you hear that again in a song by Black and Blue that Gene Simmons produced later on. It's okay. I think finally I'm getting to something that rocks a little bit. You know, it's not the debacle of Just a Boy and Odyssey, so it's pretty good. And I like when Gene sings this, so it's pretty good. And I like the way it kind of has that outro with that heavy riff. You're like, okay, maybe something's going on with this album. So I like Only You.
Only You, written by Gene Simmons. Gene plays the rhythm guitar. I love the opening riff. It begins with, only you have the answers, but the questions you have to find. It's this.
Just when they think they got the answers, I change the questions.
Yes, I just played Roddy Piper's Just When You Think You Had All the Answers, I Changed the Questions. I think it was when he beats up that fat fucking Latino wrestler. He was like a jobber and never won a wrestling match ever. He just beats the guy up for no reason. God, Roddy Piper was just must listening to.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, it's like a building, prodding building. It's very haunting, very menacing. And that comes up a few times on this album. Yes. I like the drums. How's that tell me part go?
What, that vocal like effect that they use?
Yeah.
Tell me the secrets.
I think fucking Dennis DeYoung goes, you know what was really great? The Elder. Let me build on that with the fucking robot and do the voice of that as Kilroy and fucking really bring Styx to a new stratosphere.
Dude, that's a great reference. They were smoking the same shit with Kilroy was here in Mr. Roboto.
Domo Marigato. Tell me the secrets.
Secret. I've got a secret.
I didn't expect that. The two of them are probably like, holy fuck, somebody get these guys in a museum for bad ideas.
The 80s were just bad.
Paul's, I can't believe this is true. Like, he uses a weird voice. That is not
it's like he's using like a karaoke voice this entire album.
Yeah. And then that riff that you talk about, Black and Blue,
I love it.
It turns up as Buck Cherry's lit up. I am telling you, that's where that riff comes in.
Buck Cherry rips off Kiss and a lot of shit.
Yeah, because I love the cocaine. I love the cocaine.
Yes,
Mama can. Yeah, that's
and then the opening riff of that song is pretty much Shock Me.
Yeah, yes. That's what I think of it. And then, if you notice, there's almost kind of a reprise of Just a Boy.
Yes, they throw that in there with the guitar.
Yes, which is very Psycho Circus. How Psycho Circus comes in Journey 1,000 Years. And I think there's another part in this album that you can hear the Just a Boy theme kind of come out.
Yep.
And then it goes back into that Buck Cherry riff again. The other thing is, I was going to say, I agree with you about the Gene voice. It's the one song that comes to mind is like Good Girl Gone Bad.
I was just going to say that. We always use that as a reference.
That's the voice that he can pull once in a while. And that's why I fucking personally love Gene's voice.
Yeah,
where he
me
can
too.
do that, or he can do dun 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 dun, dun. God of Thunder. Like, oh my God.
Yep.
I think the song works despite Paul almost bringing it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like the variation of the album. Anyway, let's go to the next track.
All right, so Under the Rose. So if you're following along with the story here, okay, and there is a story, okay, and the basic plot of this story is the young boy, just a boy, and he is, he's supposed to be trained and recruited by the elders who belong to the Order of the Rose. They're trying to combat evil. Morpheus is his caretaker. So at this point now, you had Just a Boy. That was kind of like the introduction to the main character. The Odyssey was him kind of getting to where he's going to go. Only You was kind of like him, kind of them singing to him, being like, only you can be, can save us and save the world. Now you get to Under the Rose, where he's kind of like meeting and hearing from like the council of the elders. like Under the Rose, the Council of the Elders with that group. This song right here, the music is kind of cool. The melody is kind of cool. The concept, the atmosphere of the song is kind of cool. But when that chanting comes in, I can't defend that. It's fucking ridiculous. I understand the goal that they were trying to achieve. I understand the picture they were trying to paint. It just doesn't work for me at all. I mean, to me, this is probably the most the biggest display of being pompous on this entire album. Like, just so over the top ridiculous. And I feel bad because Eric Carr was very big in putting this song together. Came up with the melody. Ezrin then came in and rearranged a little bit, but this was a lot of Gene and Eric. I just can't get past that chanting. It's not terrible, but that chanting really sinks it for me.
Under the Rose, written by Eric Carr and Gene Simmons. Ace plays bass guitar on this. Eric does the acoustic guitar. I think the drums are great on this.
Yeah.
You're right. It's basically Eric's song. They had song titles. So Eric heard, Under the Rose. He took this under his wing to come up with stuff. So he kind of wrote this whole thing. And he said that, he didn't do lyrics yet at this point. So he brought it in with Gene, and Gene came up with the lyrics. The haunting chorus, it's kind of comical. I don't think it's bad. It's just comical. It's one of those things where
But to me, comical is bad for Kiss. You shouldn't be laughing at them.
Okay. But it's a soundtrack, remember?
I know.
So here's how I look at it. There's sometimes there are movie versions of stuff that sound different, and then they do the soundtrack, they take it out, and they put the real song in there.
Yes.
So a lot of Elvis movies were like that. So they'll be like, fucking,
we gotta win, there's a race.
Lemonade. Like the background actors who are real actors are like in the movie going, woo, or like humming along and singing with them. And then when they release the soundtrack, like that's on their shit, their people are gone. There ain't nobody singing like in the background, we're kissing cousins and like, those other people that are in the movie, that shit's fucking taken out. They could have done this without the silliness of the chorus, kept this in the movie, maybe if they ever did it, and kept it in there and done a different version without that grandiose fucking chanting, whatever that shit is called.
Oh, yeah.
There's also a pretty good fucking guitar solo on the song as well.
There is. Yeah, there is.
Yeah. There's some good parts to this. And I like that Eric came in and did a lot of the work on this. I don't turn off Under the Rose.
I don't either because like I said, I like the music, the melody, the atmosphere. It's enough to cover up some of the stuff I don't like, which is primarily that chanting BS.
All right. I'm fucking up next.
Okay, Dark Light. So as I said earlier when I was talking about my first exposures to this album, this was one of the songs that I went to because it's a song that kind of rocks so far. I mean, it's Ace. I've always been a huge fan of the song. I think the main riff is really cool. I think the way Ace sings is interesting and cool. How he'll sing a line and then he'll talk after it. You won't know what's coming or what, like he always has like these little, he'll sing a line and then he'll just kind of talk after it.
The malevolent order.
Yeah. Like very Lou Reed, who helped write the song. I like it. I've always liked this song. I think it has absolutely one of the most batshit insane guitar solos that Ace has ever done. It's friggin' off the rails. It's awesome. It's crazy stuff. Something that you don't really hear Ace doing. His solos are usually very melodic. This one's just crazy, and I love it. So Dark Light has always been a go-to song for me. I think it's a standout on this album. There's not a lot on this album that stand out, but I've always been a huge fan of this one.
Dark Light, written by Ace, Anton Fig, Lou Reed, and Gene Simmons. Ace plays bass on this as well. It's got that very Jaws-like intro.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That dun, 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 dun. Yep.
Dun, dun. The song was originally called Don't Run.
Yep.
Anton had the guitar riff on this one. Watch out. I shot him in Gamora.
I don't even know what the fuck those words mean. Somebody told me that they mean something from like the Bible or something. I don't know. Watch out. Oh, there's a fountain cola.
Watch out. You almost knocked over my fountain cola. Is that Gene that says the malevolent order? It sounds like him.
No, that's Ace.
I know, but it sounds like Gene.
Oh, yeah.
That.
No,
like,
that's Ace.
Okay. And I also like the other one. You're going to be attacked and you won't know what it is.
That's why I like this song. It's like unintentional. It's like good unintentional comedy from Ace.
Guitar's so good on this, and so the drums. Again,
it is
very underrated drums on this album.
Yep.
The guitar solo is just insane.
I love it. Yep. I love it.
Who do you think you're fooling?
See, now this would have been a fantastic Kiss karaoke song on the cruise.
I shot him in Gomorrah. The malevolent order.
Oh, man.
All right. And one other thing. So I saw in Behind the Mask, Bob Ezrin says, I played bass on the song. I saw somewhere else that Ace played the bass on this song. So that's why I said Ace. I don't know. Doesn't matter. The song was awesome, but that's what Bob said. I wanted to just point that out. Next track, I'm very interested to see what we think on this one.
World Without Heroes. Okay. Originally started off as from a Paul song that he had called Every Little Bit of Your Heart. They kept the verse, kind of the feel of the song. Ezrin came in, kind of worked on the rest of the music. Lou Reed had a lot of lyrics involved in this together. I've always been a big fan of this song. We'll talk about the video, but I remember seeing the video and being like, wow, this is Kiss. What the hell am I watching right now? What am I listening to right now? I think it's a very well arranged and put together soft rock ballad. I like it. I've always found myself enjoying it. I like the strings. I just think it's put together. Do we want to use our old line and say it's a good song? It's just not a good Kiss song. Okay, that's fine. I think Gene's voice sounds fantastic in it. I think when they do it unplugged, it sounds awesome. I've always been a big fan of the song. I think it's got a very cool, underrated solo that Paul does. Kind of like a soulful solo that I think comes across well. And I don't know. I've always been a fan of it. I'm pretty sure I know where Zeus is going to come with this, but I like it.
World Without Heroes, written by Paul Stanley, Bob Ezrin, Lou Reed, and Gene Simmons. It made the charts at number 56 in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Ace played some acoustic on this song. Paul played the guitar. I think Paul did the solo.
Yep.
Ezrin did the keyboards. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes we do the album review crew, and all of a sudden you'll say comments like, "Oh, this is so fucking wimpy," or "This is so fucking blue," and then sometimes I'm shocked at what you like. I don't like. I mean, that's why I like doing these episodes, because sometimes I have no idea where you're coming from.
Yeah.
This is one of my all-time most fucking despised Kiss songs.
I know that.
I fucking hate this song.
Yep.
It's just bad.
Okay.
It's not even easy. It's not even like fucking Chicago 80s sappy fun, like loving music that you sing to yourself when you're crying over a girl. Like, this is just stupid. It's fucking
maybe they're stupid.
World Without Heroes. Okay.
It's like a world without sun.
At least I get what they're trying to do with, like, there's a good melody there.
Yeah.
With just a boy and the other one, Odyssey. Tom, it's such a very pussy opening.
It is.
What is it? A xylophone they're playing? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. It's like I grabbed my kid's little fucking 2-year-old xylophone. Fucking, and yes, it used to be called Every Little Bit of Your Heart. Lou Reed just contributed the title. A World Without Heroes is like a world without sun. Oh, okay.
You can't look up to anyone without heroes.
Yeah. It was the first video on MTV for Kiss.
Yeah.
Paul does a nice solo. I guess there's a Lou Reed version of this song somewhere out there.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I guess Cher must have been so much in love with Gene that she did a cover of this song.
I don't want to hear that.
I like Cher's voice. I don't want to hear this song. I can't stand this song. It's just, when I saw this is why I fucking was like, oh, this elder shit must be terrible. This song is horrendous. I just didn't get it. But they did a video for it, Tom. Let's talk about this video.
Yeah, and when you watch the video, you would think that these guys are like rocking out to like King of the Nighttime World. The way that Ace is ripping on the acoustic and Paul is like, ooh, like getting all aggressive with the guitar. The only Gene looks like he's like standing there, like handing out, fucking, I don't know, helping people at Walmart, like leading people. He's just standing there like a fucking tree.
He's handing out leaflets at a wedding.
That's pretty much what it looks like.
Here you go.
Yeah, here you go. Welcome.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Peace be unto you. Yes.
Yeah, poor Eric is like, oh my God, I'm in this fucking band and I'm playing this.
What the fuck?
What happened to me?
Yeah, exactly. Gene is in the forefront with his fucking major Planet of the Apes hairdo. Oh, holy
that is
fuck.
and it's like curling in on his face. Yeah. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's almost like the Quaker Oats guys, but black, right? That's
a world without oatmeal.
Quaker Oats guy. Yeah, Ace has got an acoustic guitar. Paul's playing a flying V. Yep. Kiss is all serious.
Oh, yeah.
Serious musician. Yeah. Paul's doing his best Mark Knopfler ripoff from Money for Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
The headband helps. Yeah, yep. Stupid. Yep. And he's like trying to rock out in the cell. Ooh. And then the tear at the end.
Oh, God. Dude, you're not that Native American guy from those trash commercials from the 70s where they close up on him with the tear.
So I shared
horrible.
I shared my screen with Tom.
Oh, my God.
Okay, because I wanted him to see the video again. And there's fucking Spanish fucking subtitles on this.
Oh my God.
So we were singing them together.
Before we started recording, we were watching the video together. So we're on Zoom and you can share the screen. You can see what you're doing. And all of a sudden I'm like, Zeus, do you understand that this is like, this picture right now is just too friggin' funny.
So
Gene,
picture this at the end of the song when the music stops and world without heroes.
Yeah. There's nothing to me. Yeah. No place to be me. Yeah, whatever.
All right. So instead we get
En un mundo sin heroes, no hay nada que ser,
no es un lugar para mí. And then start crying.
I'm crying because I just sang World Without Heroes in fucking Spanish. I don't even know how to do it.
A world without heroes.
That's us. We're into Loudcast is international.
Is a world without heroes.
Jorge Simmons is singing.
Pink Stanley's playing lead guitar.
Enrique Carr is playing the drums.
Hey, who am I?
You're Ignacio Fraley.
Ignacio Fraley Sanchez.
Or it's Sodom and Gomorrah.
That's going to be the new, not your place. Look out. Oh, Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, let's get fucking some rock going here, all right?
All right.
Next track.
All right, The Oath. So this is a go-to song for most Kiss fans when they talk about the Elder because the song rips. Great riff, heavy rocker. But then, of course, you get back into the falsetto, and that's where Paul friggin' ruins the song. It's got a really cool chorus. The riffs and the drums in this just kill. But I'm going to tell you right now, and I got some breaking news for all these people out here who love The Oath. You got to spend some more time listening to this song. It's terribly overrated because it's really not that good. I'm going to tell you why. It has got a horrific classic Ezrin breakdown in the middle with little sound effects and little electronic bullshit going on. And the falsetto, I can't get past when the song opens up. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. This is Kiss. sounds great, heavy, the drums, the guitar. And then it just kind of goes off the rail with the chorus and that breakdown. I like it because I'm comparing it to the rest of the album. But I think people need to chill on how great The Oath is. I think people think it's great in comparison to what else is on this album.
The Oath, written by Paul Stanley, Bob Ezrin, and Tony Powers. Paul plays lead guitar. Ace plays bass. That riff, it's like that Maiden-like hopping.
The nice chug. Yep.
Oh, my God. Paul falsetto on the chorus. But I like when Paul fires that line. Pounding my fist.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then I like the solo. But I've learned of this song from Stonehill. That's when in the box set coming out, that's when I learned it. And I'm like, holy shit, this fucking rocks.
Yep.
And I like The Oath. This is what Paul Stanley says from behind the mask about The Oath. The Oath is token Kiss, not real Kiss. Compared to some of the other stuff on the album in terms of heaviness, it's Purple Haze. It's right. It's okay. I have nothing good to say about any of the Elder stuff. As close as it got to hitting the bullseye, we weren't even in the firing range. Some of the riffs in The Oath got used later and Keep Me Coming and I've Had Enough. Really?
Maybe a couple things going on there, but he's right. Compared to some of the stuff on the album, it's like Purple Haze heavy.
I love the song. I love the heaviness of it. I love the fucking riff. There's some quirkiness with the falsetto stuff, but even that middle stuff, I don't mind that Ezrin breakdown.
Cool.
Those Bob breakdowns are hit or miss. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
Most of the time they're miss for me, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's to each their own.
Yeah.
But The Oath is the one song that everyone is usually screaming when they talk about the Elder. Let's be honest.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And when we do what's your favorite song, I have a feeling this is going to win.
Probably. I agree.
Right?
Yep.
All
right. So I said earlier there was a couple go-to songs. Dark Light was one. This was the other song. I was fucking obsessed with this song when I got the Elder. That's primarily because I was 8 years old and I was obsessed with all things Gene Simmons. To me, I really think this is an unbelievably underrated song. I think it is all demon. I think it's got creepy effects the way it starts off. His voice sounds awesome with those effects. It almost sounds like there's layered vocals, like two different Genes singing, one high, one low. And then after each time he sings, you have just the drums and then like a bass or a guitar effect. It almost sounds like the effects that he uses when he's getting ready to spit blood before the God of Thunder when he's live in concert. I just think this is like a really underrated song. I think it's got the general riff is really cool. It has an interesting breakdown that has like some kind of interesting sonic, some weird kind of effects. It's always been a go-to song for me. And I think one of the really weird things about Mr. Blackwell is in a really weird version of the story of the Elder, the Mr. Blackwell character is supposed to be a Washington, D.C. power broker who turns out to be the story's villain and represents the powers of darkness. And it's supposed to be, he says that Gene and Lou Reed wrote into the song a character who is almost Dr. Jekyll-ish in a God of Thunder way. And the name is indicative of the character. Black, meaning dark, and well, meaning a dark well or the depths of evil. The character represents the opposite of what you would call a wishing well, which was actually going to be part of the Elder tour stage. They were going to have a wishing well on the stage. So when they wrote this character, there was all kinds of symbols involved in it. Of course, it all got thrown out the window. So Mr. Blackwell, that's kind of the story behind that title. But musically, I think it's a great song for me. That's just because I'm a Gene guy.
Mr. Blackwell, written by Gene Simmons and Lou Reed. The beginning sounds like Gene's bass solo.
Yeah, exactly. Those effects.
Yeah, like a cello kind of eerie, menacing, haunting bass music that he does.
Yep.
The lyrics are very Grinch-like. even to the point where you're rotten to the core.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a tip of the hat or what. So this is something I don't get. The verse sounds like Mr. Blackwell is talking about himself.
Yeah.
The chorus is someone describing Mr. Blackwell.
Yep.
But it's the same voice. So is it like the Greek chorus in those ancient plays where they're like whispering shit out that what this person is doing? Is that what this song's about? Because it doesn't make sense.
Right.
You're not well, Mr. Blackwell. He's not talking about himself and you should go to hell.
Right.
That's not him singing that part.
Right. No, it's good. I know.
Maybe they should have had Ace sing that part. Certainly not Paul.
You're not well. You can tell.
You're not well, Mr. Fraley.
Go to hell.
Or you're going to go to Sodom and Gomorrah.
You must be the malevolent one.
What the fuck does that even mean? There's a good solo on here, too.
Oh, yeah.
And then after the solo, there's a lot of like radioactive kind of fucking weird noises and fucking God of Thunder kind of fucking background shit going on.
I agree. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
This is a fucking great deep cut for people for Kiss.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely. Yep.
All right, let's escape.
All right, Escape from the Island, instrumental. I like it. I wish there was like lyrics to it because I think the music rips. I think the drums, the guitar, it's got the siren, it's going crazy. Then there's a little breakdown in the middle of a song, and the breakdown, remember that song from the 80s, I Want Candy?
You remember that song was big in the 80s?
You know that? Remember that fucking song was big in the 80s?
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a Bow Wow Wow doing I Want Candy with the do. Anyways, I like it. I like instrumentals. I think the guitars are cool. I think Eric Carr rocks on this. I like it. I'm not really sure why it's there. I mean, obviously, if you're following the story of the boy and the elder, this is him literally escaping from the island after running into Mr. Blackwell. So this is the point. It's got the air raid sirens, and this is him escaping. So I get it. It's I like it. I like instrumentals, and I think this one's kind of cool.
Escape from the Island, written by Ace Frehley, Eric Carr, and Bob Ezrin. Bob plays bass on this, and apparently this was them fucking jamming out at one point. Yep. I love sirens, you know me, but this one's an air raid siren, not a fire siren. Mm-hmm. It's a rocking instrumental. The drum and bass and the guitar solos kind of nice. It's not included in the Japanese version of The Elder, but that's why it ended up on the Japanese version on Killers in Japan.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, and here's a little bit of a trivia. Name a Kiss song written by Kiss that wasn't from Paul and Gene that didn't contribute.
It's a good point.
Ace and Eric Carr.
Yep.
And Bob Ezrin wrote this. How many songs can you think of that are like that? Other than Ace bringing in his own song or something like that, right?
Agreed. Yep.
That's kind of a unique thing.
Very.
There's one problem with this song, and that is I hate fucking instrumentals. So
yep.
Let's finish up with this one.
Okay. This is the other song that people go to. Usually when you talk about the Elder, you're talking about the Oath, and you talk about because the song rocks. It's got a great rocking vibe to it. It's got the dual vocals that we love of Paul and Gene switching. They both sound very good vocally. The lyrics are ridiculous. It sounds like some religious, uprising kind of, song where everybody's excited about how great they feel about themselves and their lot in life. But again, like Ezrin, it's got a couple of fucking dummy breakdowns. It's got the little finger snapping breakdown, and then Paul does his little Elvis routine that we always joke about. I like it though. For an album like The Elder, it stands out because it is a rocking song. But it's like I said with The Oath, I think it tends to be a little bit overrated just because of the album that it's on. But it's good. I like it. I like it.
Eyes, written by Gene Simmons and Bob Ezrin. Another one, Alan Schwartzberg plays on the drums on this.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
Because and they claim that Eric couldn't keep up with the shuffling beat, which I don't know.
And
I'm no expert, but that's bullshit in my book.
So they say that Bob, the deal they have with Bob is Bob has final say.
Yep.
And Bob's like, Eric can't play the feel that I want.
Right.
So Eric got out and they brought him in, which is fucking ridiculous. Then you get him to play.
Exactly.
Dude, how do you feel if you're brought in? You're the new fucking kick-ass drummer. Yeah, get out. We don't need you for this. You can't.
Especially, and it's one of the most upbeat rockin' songs on the album, and they're telling you to beat it. Yep.
Yeah. So let's just say, I mean, for me, I love the Paul Gene back and forth songs. I do. But this is the last one until what? I think God gave rock and roll to you.
Yeah.
On Revenge in Spit. Yeah, this is the last one. So Paul's Elvis and the rockabilly sound behind it. I think it is a rockabilly sound. And then Paul's like, well, why don't I sing it like an Elvis part?
Exactly.
Anyway, the story ends up concluding.
Yep.
And then we get this.
And that is the final spoken word of Morpheus and the council talking about the boy and how the boy is ready to go and how he'll be a champion. Now, again, we said earlier in the episode that there was supposed to be spoken word kind of interludes throughout the entire thing. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever made it to the end of this album to even get to this point in the song to hear the spoken word ending. But yeah, right after the music ends for you get into that little spoken word finale, and that's it. That's the end of the story of the elder and the end of the album.
Morpheus, you have been summoned here to offer your judgment of the boy. Do you still deem him worthy of the fellowship? Morpheus, I certainly do, my lord. As a matter of fact, I think you're going to like this one. He's got the light in his eyes and the look of a champion, a real champion. Okay, if I'm going along with this story, there's a lot of missing parts because he meets Mr. Blackwell, then he escapes from the island, and now he believes in himself. Well, what the fuck did he do? Sure, right. At the beginning, he starts off as, I'm just a boy, I'm not a hero. And then they tell him he needs to take the oath, and he knows it's a daunting task. He meets the bad guy, Mr. Blackwell. Then he leaves, and now he believes in himself.
Now he's getting out. Well, now he kind of went through the trials. It's kind of like when Luke met Yoda.
Where is that part? What did he actually do?
That's in the sequel. That's in the Elder 2 Electric Boogaloo.
I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense.
Well, you know what's funny?
The part where he kills the villain or he fucking saves the princess or something. It's just okay. And
you know what I love? And I love internet. I love internet, like YouTube theories, fan theories.
Sure, of course.
I love the fact that the character here is Morpheus.
Yeah.
And it's about a boy.
Yeah.
What famous movie with multiple
The Matrix, yeah.
The Matrix. You got Morpheus. Is Keanu Reeves the boy? Were the Wachowski brothers influenced by music from The Elder?
Yeah, no.
Hey, go watch The Matrix. Keanu Reeves is just a regular guy. He meets Morpheus, then he becomes the guy.
In the middle of the movie, he says, I'm just a boy.
Yeah, there's a scene in the movie where he's running around watching out for Sodom and Gomorrah. It's in there.
In the middle of the movie, he's running out. He bumps into somebody. He goes, oh, I'm sorry. He goes, watch out. Oh, it's Sodom and Gomorrah. Fucking horrible. Anyways, we're not done yet.
Oh, no, we're not done.
There was a video.
Oh, God almighty, save me.
So really, the video came to light a lot and got a lot of stuff after the biography, which was on a couple months ago, showed a clip of it. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Now, this video, it's about as cheesy as can be.
It was unreleased for a reason.
Yeah. Ace's guitar. Paul is doing jazzercise. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Look at the crowd. It's fucking hilarious.
It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
There's a couple people from Kool and the Gang or Earth, Wind, and Fire. I think that's Philip Bailey
Yeah,
in the audience.
And then I think I may have seen James Ingram and Peeble Bryson finger snapping in the middle of that friggin' breakdown.
And there's another thing I want you guys to watch the eye video. There is the fucking smokingest chick I've seen in a Kiss video. Yep. I don't know ever. And Gene is like singing to her. This woman is fucking smoking.
She's got her tongue wagging at Gene.
Oh, she looks like she was in one of the original 3 Charlie's Angels or something. Oh,
yes.
It's just the best just to watch is Ace throughout this. He's constantly doing, I believe in me.
Like into the camera. Oh, it's fantastic.
Pointing to himself and singing. And the great line, we don't need to get wasted. I just need a will of my own. Ace just like point to himself behind Gene. Hey, look at me.
The section of the video at the end when they're all riding the crowd's shoulders.
Oh my God.
Keep an eye on Ace in the background because you could see he's like, oh, I'm going to fucking fall. Hold on to me.
I'm going to fucking puke.
I don't think I'm going to make it. That mellow yellow's on its way up.
I had 3 fillet of fish and a mellow yellow. Oh, this is going to come out.
This broad's going to be wearing it on her shirt in a minute.
Somebody get him down. He's going to puke. Holy fucking fuckball.
The video is semi-tolerable until they get out onto the crowd and start riding on their shoulders.
And when they're on their shoulders, they're doing like this hump move.
It's the Humpty dance.
Yeah, like they're riding camels or something.
It's awful.
And
it's so
fucking
bad.
Humping the back of these people's necks. And Gene with this fucking slapping the old bass.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just a terrible look. I hope Gene banged that fucking blonde, man. Oh, my God.
He had to have.
Yeah. And he's pointing to himself. Only holds me down. And the video does like they do in some of their live TV performances of some of the songs from The Elder. They change balls to guts.
Yes.
Now, This is a video. They did do some performances of The Elder. They did not tour on this album. They didn't tour at all.
Nope.
Which is like I think a first for them.
Yeah, it is a first. Yeah. They did nothing for this.
Yeah, well, I mean,
and if you look up that, like I mentioned when I was talking about Mr. Blackwell, they had huge concepts for a stage and everything. It was going to be like a Broadway stage setup with all these different concepts for the story, and it didn't happen.
Well, they performed on Fridays, which we did the episode "World Without Heroes, I and the Oath."
Yes.
They did Solid Gold without A World Without Heroes and I, and they also did fucking I from I don't know, Studio 54 or something, some lip sync performance.
That Solid Gold episode, was Marilyn McCoo the host of that one? Or
I don't know.
Was it Dionne Warwick?
I don't know. Dionne Warwick. But the other one with that Studio 54, they were only as a trio in that one, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, there was no tour. This put them back, I don't know how far back. And this has always been one of those people fucking hate it, or the people that are proud to say, I love this album, and the Elder cult. I don't know what's going to come out.
Yeah, there's definitely a cult for this album. Yeah.
Now, I'll see when we rank this album. It does have that cult personality about it. I'm glad that I discovered this album. There's parts of this that I just shake my head. And there are parts of this that, it's grown on me. It really has.
Yeah, me too.
So it's got it's flawed, but it's not Paul Stanley like terrible, like he says. Nothing good from it.
No, it's unique. It's interesting. It's a snapshot of a very tumultuous era for the band where they didn't know whether to shit or go blind with what the hell they were doing. We're going to get into the rankings, the songs, and where we put it all, but it deserves, some of it deserves a lot of the hate that it gets, but some of it deserves a lot more praise than it does not get from people out there. So it's definitely, it painted itself in a corner. It can be tough to defend sometimes.
Well, let's get into the track rankings, Tom.
Okay.
You want to go first or should I?
Why don't you start with this one?
All right. Number 11. You are not going to like this, Tom. Number 11, A World Without Heroes.
Oh my God. Come on.
I'm telling you.
That's ridiculous. I know you don't like that song, but come on.
It's fucking horrible.
Wow.
I'll explain to you why it's last after the next one.
All right. Well, my last is Fanfare. Just because it's fanfare.
Fanfare is my number 10. And the reason why I have it up, there's at least comedic value when it comes on. Every time Fanfare comes on, I think of you doing doo, 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 doo. And I actually enjoy it.
Okay.
I do. It makes me laugh.
All right.
You know, I get a little fucking chuckle from it.
Am I going to get a little chuckle or a giggle or something?
Okay. Why don't you make me laugh?
So, World Without Hero has no redeeming qualities to it.
All right.
It doesn't make me laugh.
All right.
So go ahead. Number 10.
My number 10, I never thought that this would be worse than this other song, but number 10 for me is Odyssey.
Really? Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
Okay. Number 9 for me, I Hate Instrumentals, Escape from the Island.
Okay. Number 9, Just a Boy.
That's number 8 for me.
Okay. Number 8 for me, Under the Rose.
Number 7 for me is Odyssey.
7 for me is Escape from the Island.
So you'd rather hear that than Under the Rose?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt. Yes.
Okay.
I like Escape from the Island. I like instrumentals. I don't mind them.
Yeah, I know. You've always said like them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Number 6 for me is Only You.
6 for me is World Without Heroes.
Number 5, Under the Rose.
5, Only You.
4, You're Not Well, Mr. Blackwell.
Wow. 4 for me, Dark Light.
Oh! 3 for me, Dark Light.
3 for me, The Oath.
Yeah. For me, number 2, The Oath.
2, I.
Well, I know what your number 1 is. Number 1 for me is I.
Yeah. Number 1 for me, Mr. Blackwell. The Demon Always Wins. I've always loved that song since I first had the cassette. Mr. Blackwell, number 1.
Yeah. I just, in context, when I listen to the elder, Mr. Blackwell sticks out for me. I'll be honest with you. I can listen to even up to 8, top 8, even Just the Boy. I can hear it every once in a while. I will fast forward Escape from the Island. I will fast forward Fanfare unless I want to laugh.
Yeah.
And I will definitely fast forward A World Without Heroes. And I've heard A World Without Hero a million times.
Yep.
So that's our rankings.
Okay.
Let's go to the album cover itself, Tom. So, Tom, we've done 14 albums so far. This will be number 15. We've done Kiss, Dress to Kill, Rock and Roll Over, Ace Frehley, Gene Simmons,
From Kiss,
Paul Stanley, Unmasked, Creatures of the Night, Animalize, Asylum, Hot in the Shade, Revenge, Psycho Circus, and Monster.
Mm-hmm.
Want to read your rankings?
Yes. This is for the album cover.
Yes.
Rock and Roll Over, Creatures of the Night, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, Dress to Kill, Kiss, Paul Stanley, Unmasked, Psycho Circus, Hot in the Shade, Revenge, Asylum, Monster, Animalize.
Where do you put this album?
Okay. It's unique. It's iconic. The band is not on it. But it does have that iconic status. It has the interesting color scheme. I think I'm going to put this right below Revenge and right above Asylum at number 12. Wow. Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's like I said, it's unique. I know the band isn't on it, but it's not like something horrible like Animalize.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. It's just it's a unique thing. So,
all right. So, Tom, I have ranked mine as Rock and Roll Over as being number 1 album cover. Gene Simmons from his solo, Dress to Kill, Creatures of the Night, Ace Frehley, Kiss, Paul Paul Stanley, Asylum, Monster, Revenge, Psycho Circus, Unmasked, Hot in the Shade, Animalized. Where am I putting this fucking album? I am putting this album as number 14.
Oh.
Animalized is still dead last.
Yep.
Because at least there's an idea behind fucking Music from the Elder.
Yeah,
it's
right.
A concept album.
Yeah, they took time.
What the fuck was Animalized?
Yeah.
Oh, it's animal skins. Like,
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I did there. So we're going to go to the fun part, Tom.
Yeah.
This is going to be a little bit difficult. Okay. So let's get into album rankings. So you want to give your rankings of the albums you have so far?
Yeah. Number 1 for me, Dress to Kill. Number 2, Revenge. Kiss debut, Rock and Roll Over, Paul Stanley, Unmasked, Hot in the Shade, Asylum, Ace Frehley, Creatures of the Night, Gene Simmons, Animalize, Psycho Circus, and Monster. Holy shit, man. Here's the thing with The Elder. It's not very good. Okay. It's got some songs that I enjoy. There's a lot of nostalgia to it because I had the cassette when I was 8. But this is not an album that if I'm going to go out and do yard work, or if I'm going to go for a run, or if I'm going to have people over, like we joked at the beginning, if this comes up on shuffle, you better hope it's one of 3 songs or so. You're skipping. You're running to your phone to switch the song because this is not good. But I like a couple of the songs here. And I know I have absolutely destroyed albums like Psycho Circus and Monster. But the thing about Psycho Circus is there are a couple songs on Psycho Circus that I love. I seek out certain songs on that album. Like I would make a playlist on Psycho Circus. There's nothing on The Elder I would add to a playlist. But because of its nostalgia value and its uniqueness, it's not going to be last for me. Monster is still going to be last. I am actually going to rank this below Psycho Circus.
I've heard you say so many times, well, we like The Elder. We love The Elder. We like it, you know.
I like the idea of The Elder. I like the era of the band. I like the way the band looks. I like listening to this album once in a while. Listening to it for the album review, I was like, okay, I don't know when I'm ever going to go back and listen to this. It's an interesting album because I like the idea of it. I like the concept of it. I like the memory of it. But it's just not an album that I'm going to listen to. And I cannot believe I have Psycho Circus ranked higher. But the only reason is because there's a handful of songs on there that I legitimately love. Most of the album I can't stand. But those songs carry a little bit more weight than me, but for me.
Gotcha. All right. Well, my number 1 is Rock and Roll Over, then Creatures of the Night, then Kiss, then Revenge, Paul Stanley, Dress to Kill, Hot in the Shade, Ace Frehley, Asylum, Animalized, Psycho Circus, Gene Simmons, Unmasked, and Monster. I try to think like totality, or do I try to think top heavy? Like we just did fucking Rainbows Down to Earth. I fucking really love a couple songs. And there's other songs that are okay. And then other songs I'm like, So, but I still ranked it or moved it because those songs I so loved. And I'm trying to think, like, what album on these, like, do I really go to that I really love a lot of the songs on this? I would say up to number 7 for me, which is Hot in the Shade. Like, I love a ton of songs on those albums.
Yes.
Like Ace, Asylum, Animalized, Psycho, there are a lot of skippables for me.
Yep.
As far as Shuffle comes on, there's still Kiss albums. So relax, everybody. I still love it all. And I would take all these over fucking Hanoi Rocks fucking greatest hits. Okay. So to me, they're still Kiss albums. But when you're grading on a curve with Kiss albums, you got to figure out where you're going to put this. So Music from the Elder, I'm going to get fucking destroyed for doing this. I'm going to get destroyed for doing this, Tom, but I don't give a fuck. You know, we're all kiss tards in one way or the other. I'm putting Music from the Elder as number 8 above Ace Frehley.
Oh my God almighty. This is it. 150 episodes, the last one. I can't defend that. Wow.
Yeah.
You have this higher than Asylum.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
How?
Because there's nothing on Asylum that I'm running to other than maybe Secretly Cruel right now. There's nothing. I would rather hear The Oath than really anything other than maybe Secretly Cruel. I'd rather hear I than anything on any of these albums. I'd rather hear I over Ace Frehley's Rip It Out. I'd rather hear I over anything on Asylum, anything on Animalized, anything on Psycho Circus, anything on Gene Simmons, anything on Unmasked, except for maybe You're All That I Want, and anything on Monster. Maybe Hell or Hallelujah. I love that fucking song.
There are very few times, if any, on 150 episodes where I have found myself speechless. This is fucking stunning. I cannot believe this.
Why?
Wow.
I like Music from the Elder. I like it. I can listen to the album. There's a couple songs I fucking hate.
There's nothing wrong with liking Music from the Elder, but just having it where you have it, to me, is that's a shocker to me. But that's okay. That's why we're Kiss fans. That's why we have this show.
That's what I'd rather listen to than those other albums underneath it at this present time.
Okay. Well, all right. Cool. Good enough. That's why we do this.
That's right.
Yep.
And send all the hate mail and all the high fives.
I guarantee you, you're going to have a lot of elder cult. You're going to have the Council of the Elders supporting you. You're going to have a lot of people who love you.
I don't know. And why the fuck is a client calling me at 10:45, Tom?
Because he just found out you ranked Music from the Elder 8th. And he doesn't want your business anymore.
Hurry up. I got to file bankruptcy. I invested in Music from the Elder. I bought into Gene's fucking screenplay.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Well, Tom, this is what we do next.
Hi, this is Ed Spansberg of ClickTshop.com, and for all your Shout It Out Loudcast gear and merchandise, please visit ClickTshop.com. At ClickTshop, you can find lots of Kiss-inspired t-shirt designs, plus mugs, hats, hoodies, pillows, and all new fine art selections. And now, here's your question of the week.
All right, our question of the week. Brought to you by our buddy Stevie Flythe with his podcast On the Fly. He's got a question here that I've been holding in our bank, elder related. Now, I'm going to kind of paraphrase his question a little bit, but he says, what would the set list be if they toured for the Elder? So I'm going to answer this as what songs from the Elder would I want to see played on a tour for the Elder? Because our Kiss Alive series kind of encompassed this question here. So I'm going to kind of paraphrase it a little bit, change the rules like we know Jericho loves that we do. So if they did tour for the Elder, okay, they're going to have to play 3, 4, 5 songs from the album. So they're going to play World Without Heroes because it was a single, it was a video. They're going to play The Oath. They're going to play I. They are not going to play Dark Light because at that point, they're not going to give the microphone to Ace, I don't think. They're not going to play Mr. Blackwell as much as I love it because I don't think it's a song that would translate well live. I think that would probably be it, maybe. The Oath, I, World Without Heroes. They might throw something else in there. Maybe, I mean, not even Only You, because a lot of the music just doesn't translate well live. So for me, I would throw those 3 in there. World Without Heroes, The Oath, and I. I think all 3 of them would be great live, even World Without Heroes.
Yeah, Tom, I agree with you. That's what they play.
Yeah.
As much as I would like them to play different songs, that's what they would end up playing. A World Without Heroes, The Oath, and I.
Yeah.
Let's be blunt.
I just think the music on that album just is, it might translate to you listening to it in your car. It's just not good concert music. Maybe they'll open up the show with fanfare to get everybody really fired up. I don't know.
I mean, I could see that as well.
Yeah. But Stevie, thanks for the question, buddy. We appreciate it. Check out his podcast, On the Fly. He's got some good stuff there. So thanks, Steve. Appreciate that elder-related question.
So, Tom, where can people find us?
You could start with our email address, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Please send us your comments, feedback, questions, concerns, thoughts on the episodes, thoughts on the show. We try to read all your emails during the show. If we don't, we do read all of them anyways, whether we're reading them on the show or not. We see them all. We read them all. And of course, our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, comment, tag us, interact, post some pictures. Speaking of that, tonight, we got an awesome picture from a listener, Mr. Brian Lee Hecht on Facebook. Took a picture of him wearing our awesome shirt from Click T-Shop. He said, just wanted to show my support and buy a T-shirt. Love the podcast. Keep up the good work. And he shared that on our Facebook page. Awesome stuff, Brian. Thank you for supporting the show and for getting a shirt. We appreciate that very much. So continue to do that on all of our social media outlets. You can also send us DMs too if you don't want your stuff out there in the public for people to see or comment. If you're more of a private person, you can do that. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, our wonderful Patreon family. Again, Jack Panacchio, our buddy and family member for SIOL. Thank you so much for joining Patreon and being a family member there. And thank you to everybody else who has been a member of Patreon. We truly appreciate that. And we are proudly part of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Tons of great shows. And we're proud to be part of that network. So check out those guys, Pantheon Podcast Network.
Yep. Please DM us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is constantly growing. And also, don't forget to give us one of those 5-star child reviews on Apple Podcasts. As a matter of fact, Tom, we got a new review.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Read it.
It's from our buddy, Vet Halen.
Oh, yeah, Vet Halen. Love him on Twitter or her.
If you people want a little bit of rock and roll, shout it out loud, which is our opening. He goes like this. Do you like Kiss? Do you like middle-aged men talking about Kiss like 13-year-old fanboys? Me too. Listen to Shout It Out Loudcast and learn catchphrases like Ace Cult. Hey, what's up there, Kiss Army? Who the fuck is Sonny Pooney? YouTube! Is that what he does? Fountain Cola and many more. Why is Pandemic Paul called Crooked Man? Can we answer that?
Yeah, because his friggin' eyes are all fucked up. They're crooked. He looks like he's staring at two different people at the same time. His eyebrows are all out of shape and out of whack.
Because he got like bad plastic surgery. His like eyebrows, Botox like one way. His face
looks like his face started to melt and just stopped mid-melt. There's Crooked Man.
Yeah. What songs Kiss is not playing in their set list? Album and TV appearance reviews, celebrity guests, impressions. Tom and Zeus bring you all of this to you, the fan. Seriously, one of the best music podcasts available. If you aren't listening to SIOL, you aren't a music fan, and you certainly don't like Kiss.
Dude, that is fucking awesome. Vet Halen, thank you, thank you, thank you. We love the interaction with you on Twitter, so thank you for all that. Fantastic. Appreciate that more than you know. Thank you.
Yes, that is exactly. It's like the poster child. Yep. We've got like Mount Rushmore fucking comment of the week. We got a Mount Rushmore type review here, a 5-star review on Apple iTunes. And we added a 5-star person to our Patreon family, Jack. So
perfect way to celebrate episode 150.
Exactly. We are still fucking hitting strides. Yep. And we are not even close to slowing down. Wait till you see what we have coming in store for you guys. You guys are going to fucking love it. So anyway, don't forget our email, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Before we get to famous last words, this is Music from the Elder. This is episode 150. Love the feedback. Give it to us. Tell us what you hate about the Elder. Tell us what you like. Tell them how insane I am for putting the music from the Elder that high, or how Tom should know better by putting it so low. We want to hear your feedback. This is an episode designed specifically for that.
Absolutely. Hell yes.
So, Tom, you got the famous last words?
Unfortunately, I do. On a mountain high somewhere, where only heroes dare, stand the stallion and the mare. We have been, and we shall be, each other's destiny, one another's odyssey. That right there is why you have that album ranked too fucking high. How dare you?
I have the famous lines, Tom.
Ugh.
I don't need to get wasted. It only holds me down. I just need a will of my own and the balls to stand alone. I believe in me. I believe in me. It's I believe in me. Stop pressing the buttons.
It's Sodom and Gomorrah. Watch out.
You're going to get attacked, and you won't know what it is.
Maybe we can get Arnold on the show.
Yeah, that's our next thing. We need to get. What do you want me to talk about? You want me to talk about the Terminator? You want me to talk about the Last Action Hero?
No, we just need you to read. Can you read Kiss lyrics for the next 20 minutes?
Gene Simmons, put that cookie down. All right.
Oh, man.
Tom, thank you. Kiss Army, thank you. Loudcasters, thank you. Music from the Elder fans, thank you.
Guys, thank you so much. We're so excited that we are here at episode 150. This is thanks to you guys for making this happen. We appreciate it more than you know. Thank you. Can't wait to hear feedback on this one. We know there's going to be a lot of people talking about the Elder, so thank you. And Zeus, as always, my friend, thank you.
Peace out, Girl Scout.